Welcome.
That's cute.
I hope everyone's having a good day. They can hear you now. Um, as you all know, my name is Kanae, and welcome to Corner Conversations. I'm your hostess with the mostest. And turn my ass up. Hold on. Come on, couldn't you just say turn up? God damn, I be trying to be professional, and here y'all come trying to have me at ghetto.
What's up, Bree?
You like a G-A-T.
I gotta do the intro first. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Again, and good evening,
What's up, Bree?
everyone. What did I just say? What did I just say?
My God.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening for our first episode of Corner Conversations. I'm your host, Nay, and we have our panel of
Judges.
judge
Judges.
of our of men who are going to give insight on different topics of relationship wise, things of that nature. So I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into what our first episode is going to be about. All right, introduce yourselves.
Oh
Come on
shit,
Man,
here.
I'm CJ, man. Y'all know who I am, man. Come on, man. Let's not do that.
motherfucker. Go ahead, hero.
I'm Asher, it's the hero. Y'all know me.
Somebody said turn CJ up.
I'm turning up the desktop audio. It's turned up now. Hold on, and let me turn you up here.
Can y'all hear us all right?
I'm
So
turning
I guess
everybody
they
up.
turning it up. Yeah.
I'm turning everybody up. Hold on.
Turn me up.
Yeah, just turn
Get my
everybody up.
headphones up. Get
Please.
my headphones up.
Hippie.
I can't hear you. What?
Okay. Okay, everybody good. Not turn Steve down. He need to be a whisper.
I'm
Hey,
crying.
D,
There you go, Petty.
D,
I'm
don't D, don't
crying.
for, D, don't forget I'm a mod on Connect Chat on what's name. Don't forget
Well,
it.
Well, we
Not you
can't.
getting warm by the mod.
Well, D is a lovely subscriber of this channel.
I don't care nothing about that. I replace the subscriber. Hey, look, hold on. I forgot we got big boy security here. Hey, L. Hey, L, if they get out of line, L, hey, ejectocito.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Wait, who? Okay. Anyway, to the topic at hand. Like I said, welcome to the first episode of Corner Confessions. That's not even that. Corner Conversations. We will be discussing. Well, I won't be discussing. Our panel will be discussing miscommunication in relationships. So if you do have any questions, you can drop them in the comments, and we'll answer them. I keep saying we're. They'll answer them for you to give you any advice or anything you need. So I'm gonna let y'all take it away. I'm in the background.
Can y'all hear me real quick? Can y'all hear me? I switched
you
to my.
gotta,
I
Can
you gotta
switched.
turn
everybody
yourself
hear
up.
hero?
Okay, yeah, I can hear y'all.
All right,
All
what's up
right.
with y'all chat? As y'all know, I'm Mr. Lockheed before you tweak out. Yes, man. We just want to thank y'all for coming out. We just trying something new, and if this goes good, we'll continue. Of course, it'll be different conversations or different topics every week. We'll try to make this a weekly thing so we won't crowd y'all up. Uh, just for the heads up, I do have a son in the background. Yes, I will curse him out, so be ready for that. But really, chat, we going off y'all. And so for the ladies or men in the chat that want to ask a question or have any specific questions about miscommunication in a relationship, which includes friendship, family, or anything like, well, let's stay away from the family thing because that's too broad. But friendships and relationship, marriage and girlfriend and boyfriend alike, even fiance questions, we can go from there. So.
Damn, it's playing
She
people in
said,
here
I ain't
already.
asking nothing.
And don't be shy, y'all. Like, come on now. Like, y'all know us. We had conversations. No,
Come
we
on,
gonna we gonna
throwing on out there, man. Ain't nobody got a damn thing to say.
Mm.
Right.
Come on,
Yeah,
y'all. Come on, people.
they trying to see what our vibe
Put it
is
on up
before
out there.
we get there. They want to know if it's safe.
Oh, it's safe.
It's safe. We getting into it today. What's up?
Sin want to know who the rest of the people here. So me, Hero, and CJ said something. So Hippie and DJ. Yeah.
Introduce yourselves.
Y'all know me. I'm DJ. I be in Nate stream as well as Steve, CJ. We ain't finna do this. Y'all know me. What's up?
Bree.
What's up, y'all? Tiffy,
I need
you
y'all.
know, the community troll.
All right, everybody done introduce themselves, man. Let's kick this off, man. Let's kick this off.
So we're gonna be honest. We had questions, but we lost the questions. So we're kind of playing it by ear. So y'all who are listening at home, give us a little bit of grace here. Uh, we're gonna kind of play this conversation by ear.
What?
So you know, I think when it comes down to communications and relationships, like let's kind of go into some of the details about like how do things go right, how do things go wrong.
Eb, don't look at it like that, Eb. Don't even worry about it. We got a question. No issues with things that were seen from the jump, but now all of a sudden the issues since folks comfortable. Mm-hmm.
It's an echo.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, I want me
hold
to.
on, extrapolate that just a little bit for us, Halo.
Well, I think she mean like if you see something in the beginning of the relationship and you see it as a red flag, right? So you continue to go on with the relationship even though you peep that red flag and you don't speak up about it,
Gotcha. I
and then it
understood.
comes out later on.
Okay, I got you.
Example, motherfucker can't cook. Now motherfuckers been together
Gotcha.
for 18 years and complaining about a motherfucker can't cook. He sick of your ass. He looking for a
But
reason to get rid of you. That's what I feel. That's what it is.
Yeah, because if you knew he
If
couldn't
y'all
cook
been
in the door,
if I'm gonna just use that example as an example. If a motherfucker been with somebody for 18 years and you know a motherfucker can't cook, bro, and you wait to all them years later to start complaining and crying and shit, they trying to get out the door. They trying to spark
yeah,
up
Yeah,
shit for
you trying
motherfuckers to get mad and somebody go storm out the door and that's what he want.
yeah, because that ain't
So he
nothing
can
new.
move
You know what
on.
I'm
That's
saying?
what that is. Cause he ain't man enough
Yeah,
to say, hey, you
that
know
ain't
what,
never
you can't
nothing
cook.
new.
I don't even want to be with you no more for real. Even though
yeah,
that'd be savage as hell after 18 years, but you know, you get the picture.
yeah,
You
he
know, I,
started.
I won't even say it's necessarily that he looking for necessarily an out because some things they don't really bother you at the beginning, but then they can over time.
18
And,
years?
hold on, and this is where communication becomes really important because you shouldn't
Yeah.
just up after 18 years go, oh, well, I'm mad at you because you can't cook. This should have been a conversation at least 14 years ago, 16 years ago, where you said, hey, like, let's learn how to do this thing together. Or, hey, let me teach you how to do something. That way, this could be a bonding event for us both, and then we both eating, we both having good food. We don't have to spend
And
extra money outside.
and to touch up on that, what y'all saying for the 18 years, that relationship, to tell you the truth, that relationship was forced. If people have red flags at the beginning and you try to ignore that, you probably forced that relationship to make something happen. You choose to ignore all the things that you actually care about just to throw yourself into a relationship, which is probably already doomed to fail anyway. If you knew your person couldn't cook and that's one of your pet peeves anyways, now why would you take that relationship? Why would you keep going with it? You know what I'm saying? So that means that relationship was already probably forced. You just wanted to be with somebody or whatever however you want to do it. You just wanted to be with somebody and you just decided, oh well, I'll just fucking just oh well, I don't care anymore. Let's just go ahead
Just
and do
go
this.
settle.
Yeah, I'm just
So,
selling right. I'm just selling at this point. Maybe they will start to cook or maybe they won't. But you
so
still you chose to ignore you chose to ignore that.
And then we also can't forget about the fact that like if you went into the relationship knowing that this person couldn't cook,
Hold
you
on,
know what I'm
Lee.
saying? Your role in it is to speak up and say, "Hey, you can't cook, you know what I'm saying? I want to take some cooking lessons. I want to if you know how to cook, you want to teach them." You
Sit
know what I'm saying?
down.
It's the
Down.
role, it's the partnership between both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be the one to speak up and say, "Hey, you can't cook, you know, maybe we should take some cooking lessons, some cooking classes, something to advance your culinary skill so that I don't have to be the one in the kitchen all the time." Because as we all know, it takes two to make a relationship work. So if, you know, if after 18 years, all of a sudden this is an issue, well, then where was you at like 16 years ago, 17 years ago in the beginning? Like, that's when it should have started. You
Yeah,
should have
it's
been
all
like, hey, listen,
communication.
we in this now, we together, okay, and
Dude,
I'm
maybe
the
it's
one
time
doing all
to
the
see it.
cooking. I would like it to be shared between the two of us. You know, let's take some classes and see if we can further advance your skills so that way sometimes I can come home and cook, you can come home and cook. We can have this, you know, a
Yeah,
shared responsibility.
that part.
But I think even to kind of a broader point also, and this, and because I want to kind of flip this a little bit, because if you're in a marriage for 18 years, there is an expectation that you grow as a person in your marriage. So to come in at the beginning of the marriage and say, "Oh, I was like this at the start," but then not take any steps to grow beyond who you were at the start, that's also doing your partner a disservice as well.
Yep. That's true. You should
Yeah,
you
because
always try
after
to elevate both of you at the same. Like if you're lacking in something, you should.
Hmm.
If especially if it's going to be a problem, Reggie, please, son. Hold on, y'all.
Oh, you about to cuss the boy out.
Okay.
but yeah, after 18 years,
Yeah,
that's
18
yeah,
years after 18 years, that'd be crazy. But I pretty
yeah,
much agree with you, bro, with the cooking classes and stuff. Like
CJ said earlier. I think
they'll
that's just
learn how
trying to
to
find
cook,
a
and
way
that's
out.
good. Like so that's good with the relationship too, dog, to do stuff like that together. Like don't just send her by herself. Like do it together, and then
right,
like
right.
she'll be learning how to cook, or whoever will be learning how to cook, and y'all be bonding. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can just talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can do a whole lot of shit at one time with that. Just doing stuff together.
Yeah, that's good because
Sorry,
it's even more about my fault. It's even more about bonding. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing something together as a couple.
what
Yep.
were you? Sorry, it was like you were saying something, hippie. What were you saying, hippie?
Well, Sin got a question.
But seeing to hit on that question right there, you said what hit legend.
I was just agreeing with
Expectations
CJ
definitely
said
should be
earlier.
discussed. I feel like, yeah, I don't feel like nobody should have the expectation and don't speak on it. Like you just setting yourself up for murder at that point. If you expect some shit for somebody, let it be known. That'll be your best bet, regardless if they'll like it or not. That'll be their choice to make to stay.
Well, and my thoughts on that saying legend. If I tell you again, I'm gonna flip your ass. So my thoughts on what you said, saying like when does the expectation should be discussed? Expectations should be discussed before you even enter a relationship. You already know what you want. It
Yeah.
goes back to like the same thing you just said. Like you don't want no fucking surprises down the line. So before you even start a relationship, you should already get your expectations out the way. That goes with goals and all this shit. Like for me, if I'm finna start a relationship with somebody, let me know your goals or some stuff like that. Those are expectations I'm looking for. Like if we get together and you say you want to be, just say I got a person that wants to be a teacher, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And well, matter of fact, that's too broad. I'm gonna bring that back down. But expectations is like if I'm expecting my wife to be a nurturer or a great mom and all this stuff, and I get to talking to you and whatever, and I'm listening to you talk, and none of the things you are talking to me about has nothing to do with motherhood or you like well if I'm looking for a woman would want to cook and I mean if I'm looking for a woman to cook or have kids or whatever, and the things she tell me I'd never learn how to cook. I'd never be a good. I ain't never trying to have no babies or nothing like that. You already threw my expectations out the window. Like I'm already done with you. Like I can't, but five, but so, I mean, besides like like being a friendship, whatever. That's all you. That's all I can give you, and that's all you can give me. I don't want anything from you, especially at this day and age. I'm not for sale waste my time on a person, especially with me. I have a son. If I'm looking for somebody to be a nurturer, how the fuck can I expect you to be a nurturer when you already told me, well, I don't care about kids or some shit like that. I got a whole son. Like,
Cook.
baby, it's already over with. What I'm supposed to do is, hey, can you watch my son while I go to work or whatever? You ain't gonna do right. You ain't gonna pay attention to him. So no, I can. So them just like that. You got your expectations need to be solved before you even get in a relationship.
On that
And
But
point,
to
they
add on to
I'll
that,
I'll go ahead, DJ.
no, go
to
ahead.
add on to that, I just want to say that like I know everybody has their expectations into a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And like mainly with relationships, you basically trying to get comfortable with a person. You know, you trying to see where they head at, what their expectation is, what their goals is, to see if that y'all can basically cohabitate together. You know what I'm saying? And that takes time. So when you in a relationship with somebody and like we just touched on the whole cooking point, if you feel like you a month in, maybe 2 months in, it's still too early to say something, yeah, that's okay. But make sure that you make it a point later on, you know what I'm saying, to say something because you like this is the beginning of a relationship. We only been dating for 2 months. So like I don't wanna make it feel like I'm attacking this person in the beginning of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand having your expectations met and your goals set, but a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that fear comes up where you like, should I say this now or should I wait? You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you can't say it now right there in the beginning, it's okay to wait. Just don't wait too long. Like with the 18 years, that's too fucking long. That is
Yeah,
too fucking
that
long.
was something that should have
Now if
been
we a
discussed
year
in the first
in
2 3 years.
and yeah, if we a year in and you know what I'm saying, you can't cook, then yeah, it's really been past time to say something, but that's still an okay time to say something. Like we've been together for a year, you know what I'm saying? I want to share this responsibility. Let's do something to change this and make it better for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Then, just keeping it going.
Oh,
I think
you said something then.
to add to that, because just like you had time limits, I think it's also important to understand that everybody doesn't always get exactly 100% of what they want in a relationship. Like there's an aspect of compromise that has to play a part in there. Just like you have your expectations of what you want out of your partner, they also have that expectation out of you. And you have to get on the same page about how far you both are willing to take this. We understand everybody's got their own flaws, but we're not really talking about flaws. We're talking about the growth aspect of this. Like, hey, um, think about it from like a personal skills development standpoint. It's like if you know, like, hey, I want to learn how to swim per se. I've never known how to swim. My partner knows how to swim, but say for instance they can't cook, but I can cook. It's like, yeah, I don't have to turn you into a 5-star chef, and I don't necessarily, and she doesn't necessarily have to teach me how to be Michael Phelps, but for us to both know these skills and to both actively demonstrate them when they're needed, I think is a very important thing because you
And
don't
and go ahead.
because
I'm sorry.
you don't want to end up in a situation where it's like, okay, your partner is willing to kind of conform to everything you want them to,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's no give back. It's like you're not allowing them the space to kind of one to grow on their own, because if you're essentially dictating your partner's growth, they're not really growing. It's like they're just changing themselves for your benefit, and that always falls apart later, sooner or later in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's seeing says? I mean, Hip, you got anything to say on that last question, last topic?
Nah,
Okay. All
no,
right.
no, no.
What do y'all think about moving in before marriage? Is it a good thing to see how motherfuckers live, or is it bad because motherfuckers start acting married? Oh,
I
saying,
oh, go ahead,
go ahead,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Nope.
No,
G.
no, you got it, brother.
Oh, this one
No,
about to be a
I
good
ain't
chat.
even got much to say about that, but I
Oh,
do feel like people should definitely move in with each other before marriage, dog. Cause some people some nasty
Yeah,
motherfuckers,
yeah,
bro.
I
Like
think
you, and
so.
you just don't know that shit until you like in their personal space, bro. Like dead ass.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
just don't know. Like you can
these
go to their
people.
house a few times, you know what I'm saying, but you know how a motherfucker straighten up real quick before you pull up, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to actually be going to sleep in that motherfucker to know how people moving for real, man. So yeah, I definitely feel
Yeah.
like you should
Yeah,
move in
That's
okay.
my
before getting
I
married.
think so.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna disagree with that a little bit because I don't feel like you got to necessarily live with somebody to know if that motherfucker is nasty.
I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, hero. I ain't gonna lie to
Take
you,
it
hero.
from somebody
Living with
married.
somebody, and goddamn, just meet going over to each other's house is totally different.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
to actually know how this is like this is a thing. So with something like that, you never motherfucker can fucking put a mask over your face if you just coming to visit them. Motherfucker can be so nasty you would never know. They just cleaning up before you get to them.
My
Now
mama.
yeah, for real.
and then when you move in with somebody, when you move in with somebody and they get totally comfortable with you, they show that true side. That goes with cleaning up or cooking or whatever. All the time,
but but
that's
here
when you really know what you got, bro. I'm serious.
but here's the thing.
Exactly, yeah.
How are you not getting to that point before you get married? Like, are
No,
it? Hold on, let me finish.
You're not
Because
living.
you may not necessarily be living, but if you're in a real serious committed relationship, why are you not over there regularly to see how they doing stuff?
but see,
You
that
mean
goes
you
back
mean
and
to
forth
tell me
though.
there's you mean to tell me there are times and days you can go, say for instance you're dating somebody for 3 years, you mean in 3 years they never felt comfortable enough to be themselves around you?
But that's still different though. People like who's somebody just said it. That Neff said it right there. People are different in their own personal space. You even just because you're
Yeah,
comfortable,
and
just because. Go ahead.
my thing with that is, and I'll use myself as an example, because when I was with my ex, me and her, well, she was rarely ever at my place, but I was always over at hers. So I could see when she did clean up and when she didn't clean up. So I could see both aspects. And it was to the point, it's like, okay, the level of comfort was there for her to be completely herself. I mean, whether there's clothes in the floor, there may be dishes in the sink. It's like that element was there. And it was like at the point where it's like, okay, hold on. What's going on here? Like why like dude, pick these stuff off your floor. Like do something. And to me it's kind of it's a weird thing that you're getting into a marriage without actually having that level of comfort with somebody. It's like how are
Well,
you not
but
interacting that
Well,
in
let
but
depth?
she's
me
not,
let
she's not
me
saying
interject
that
real
she's
quick.
moving
Let me
into.
interject real quick. I
Go ahead.
think that goes to like you got to think about it from a relationship standpoint, right? It's like y'all dating, okay, and your place is clean, but y'all ain't spending a lot of time at your place. You going over to her place, right? But at the end of the day, you are still going home. At some point, whether you spend a night, whether you spend a weekend, at some point you're still going home. Now, when you marry, both of y'all are moved in together. So that's when they say like that's when shit can pop out. It's like you was used to it before. You like it was okay before because you would come over, it would already be cleaned, or even if it wasn't clean, she was gonna clean up at some point. But now y'all are having a shared space. So let's say like you a completely tidy, clean person. It's always clean. And she might leave some clothes on the floor or some dishes in the sink and be like, I get to it later. That might irritate you.
I
That's what
mean,
they mean by that aspect of like
that's
it's what I'm saying in marriage because y'all are sharing a space now.
Yeah.
Before you were
Yep.
going back to your own space, she was in her own space. But now y'all are sharing a space. That means it's like it's doubling everything.
what
You
Yep.
you
doubling the amount of shoes you got, the amount of clothes you got, the amount of stuff you got.
hmm
And it go
And
So
both
shit just
ways.
after a
she
while
go
becomes
well
crowded, and
so
something
so
like
well
then
that
you
can
ought to
irritate a
go.
motherfucker.
so then and this becomes the question now, why is it that say for okay, let's use this as an example. Say for instance, you know, you've been dating each other, committed relationship prior to marriage for 4 years.
But
At
the
any
question is,
hold on, wait. At any point within that time frame, have you not just stayed together with each other a week or two at a time, 2 weeks at a time, here and there, back and forth between each other's places to get the feeling for how each other lives?
I
the
mean, some people might not have the
I
time.
let me
yeah, I don't.
let me say this. Go ahead. I'm gonna say it after you get done. CJ.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. I was just
I'm,
like pretty much
I'm gonna
responding
say
to
this, y'all. We are we're too specific on the topic of when you stand with someone. We only talking about cleaning up and shit. And first of all, this is before marriage. This is not saying that you're going to marry this person. When you move in with someone, it becomes more than it becomes more than just being clean. Now you have a person that you're constantly dealing with every day. Attitudes are brought into the equation. You got
what.
attitudes. You
Hmm.
don't know if this person has a child or not. If I move in with somebody or somebody moves in with me and they never dealt with a kid before, they have to come in and they have to adapt to learning how to be a parent because I
Hmm.
have a son. So you can't just come in like, oh yeah, well I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it how this, I'm gonna do it like that. No. You have to be able to adapt to
Exactly
whatever
that.
I got going on, and I have to be able to adapt to whatever you got going on.
Exactly.
So that's coming home from work. If I'm coming home from work and I'm pissed the fuck off or whatever like this shit, they have to deal with it because you're my first line of defense when I get home. Like I need
Hmm.
when I get home, you are the first person I'm gonna come to, unless it's my son. You see what I'm saying? So it's just not being clean. You could be clean as fuck. Your whole house can be clean, but when I but other than the cleanliness or whatever, it's just like cooking. Or can you cook? Can you know what I'm saying? Can you iron my clothes? It's just other stuff. Like
Yeah,
attitude, especially for a woman. Women, and I'm not trying to make a woman mad or whatever in the stream, but women are based off emotions. Now, if they having a bad day, they might not want to talk to you or whatever, shit like that. So you got to learn how to give somebody their personal space too. It's just a lot of stuff that you have to learn when you're moving in with somebody because you have to adapt. Adapt is the biggest thing about moving in with somebody. You have to.
Yeah, and that comes back to it being a shared space. Like with
yeah,
him having a kid, you know what I'm saying, and you're not used to being a parent, or she's not used to being a parent. So like he's already used to being a parent. So she's gonna have to learn how to be a parent to this child, even though yeah, they might already have their own mother, but you sharing the space with this man, you gonna have to too. She can't run to him every time it's time to discipline this boy.
Yep.
You know what I'm
And
saying? It might be like he at work. Then what you gonna do? Wait till you get home? Which I
and,
get some parents still do that, but you
It's
know what I'm
not
saying?
necessarily the most
Sometimes the
optimal.
situation might call for you can't wait. You know what I'm
and
saying?
you
You have to
can't get
correct
it.
this, this
Yeah.
situation right now. This is not something that can wait till later.
But
And
it,
with
it,
me having a son already, I can't automatically say, "Hey, well, I need you to do." I can't force parenthood on them too. I have to be patient as well. I have to be patient and letting her learn how to deal with a child. So
Yeah.
that it falls on me too. I have to give her like clues. This is how he acts. This is what he do or whatever like that. So she can actually get a role. They have to learn. They gotta listen. Kids are tough.
you
Kids
got
are
to
the
get used
toughest
to her.
fuckers to fucking adapt to because a kid is the most bipolar fucking thing in this world. They hate you one day and the next day gonna love the fuck out you. So that's
Hmm.
a rough road to come into.
That's true.
so then my question with that becomes, what are you even before you necessarily get to the marriage or staying together portion of any of that? What are you doing to facilitate that connection, that adaptability before moving in together?
Well, I mean, that's why when you get with somebody, if you have a kid and you finna start dating, you know what I'm saying? You just take it in steps. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a kid myself.
But
Of
but
course,
but,
CJ and
but,
Steve can touch on this better, but
but let me
you
elaborate on that. What then becomes the steps?
But see, that goes with the expectation role.
right.
Before you even start the relationship, she should already have an expectation, or you should give her an expectation of what's to come. Like, hey, I got a son or
What
whatever.
you expect.
Hey, are you ready for this? Because if we're going to, because before you enter a relationship, should already the end goal of a relationship is marriage. So if you're gonna invest your time into somebody, and so that goes with expectations or all this other thing that goes into. they need to be aware of what's going on, because if I know if my fucking like my ultimate goal with you is to be married, you need to know about me and you need to know about what's coming with me, and I need to know what's going on. So my expectations, like if you're not if you know you're gonna be a parent, if you know you're gonna be a like a stepmom or whatever like that shit or whatever, and I know you don't have the skills on that, I'm gonna work with you on that. That's my expectations. I know I want you to be better at that so you can be better for my child. Because if
Especially if she actually want to do it.
yeah, and that's the thing though, the
But
woman
that's the thing.
have
You
to
you have
have
you
to
have
want to
to
do it.
want to do it
Yeah,
Yes,
because you and your son will be a package deal.
straight up.
There's no relationship that will exist going forward where it's you and not him.
And I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about
mean
the
that's why you have to
whole
find somebody
time
that
he
wants
probably ain't gonna
to
like her.
be in that
All
role.
that get out and all that. It's gonna be a whole bunch to go with that. She got to be ready
Yeah.
for it.
And I've and my opinion with that is you don't necessarily have to be married, not married, or even moved in together in order to start getting to those steps.
Yeah, but a lot of people take a lot of time before they even introduce
listen,
people to their kids.
stop, stop,
And and
stop.
and, and that's understandable because
Yeah,
you know you because truth be told, until you get to that till you get to that point in your relationship where you know each other for real,
yeah.
you
But
don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
definitely
introduce
get.
your kid to that.
Yeah, I want to get to know you fully first before we even talk about meeting my kids. I want to know what
You
I'm
truly
dealing
won't
with.
understand somebody until you live
Yep.
with them.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Shan got another question. She says, "Do y'all think moving in is a gateway to why would I marry you? You already acting like a wife situation."
I think
I done
Hey,
heard this.
I
hey,
think it
Hold
depends
on.
on
Let me.
the person
Yeah,
because some people look at it as like I want to marry you. You've shown yourself to be marriage material. Let me go ahead and make this official. Well, other people feel like I'm getting what I want out of you. Why do I need to do anything else
and they're
beyond
a
that?
fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Well, that's why you
They're
got
an
to be
idiot.
careful.
Yeah, and
Hey,
you have to be careful. And I feel like there are some I feel like there are some limitations you do have to impose on yourself
mhm.
when you're interacting in that situation.
Yep.
It
I
doesn't
feel
I
like that
agree
necessarily.
goes
with
back
you.
to
I'm with
expectations
you
as well.
100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like that goes back to expectations as well because you gotta go into the relationship knowing if like you want to make this person your wife or you want to make this person your husband. You know, they can't really how can I put this? Like you don't want them to get down the line and get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like they get too comfortable, they like, okay, well you're already acting like a wife, so ain't really no need to get married. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what you want, if that's your end goal, then you have to let them know in the door, like this is my end goal. This is what I want for the both of us, going forward.
Yeah, you just gotta let it be known at the gate. If you know that's what you want and that's what you in this relationship for, let it be known at the gate.
Yeah.
Look,
And
I'm in this. I'm looking to get married potentially. You
I'll
know what
add
I'm
to that
saying?
actually, because some people say, "Oh, I want to do this or I want to have this type of relationship within this time frame." I don't think it's unheard. I don't think it's like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't feel like that's beyond reasonable for somebody to say, "Okay, I don't want to be dating you for 5 years.
Yeah,
After
it's not.
after 2.5 years, I feel like we should be taking the steps to get married." I don't feel like that's a crazy thing to expect out of somebody,
Nah.
especially if you're in a situation where you're seeing each other every day or every other day. You're making the time to be with one another, and you're growing and you're growing together as a couple prior to marriage. I don't feel like that's necessarily an issue. I
All right.
think what happens is you get a lot of people, they get to that place, they move in together, they're essentially acting as husband and wife without
Oh
actually being husband and
Jesus!
wife, and you
Why not?
get 5, 10, 15, 25, 45 years down the line, and it's like you're at the same spot you were. Don't put yourself in that position.
Period.
Put a time frame on that. If
Yeah.
you have a reasonable expectation that you want to get married, have the conversation. Say, hey, that's the way things are going, the way I'm feeling. 5 years. if we haven't decided what we're gonna do in 5 years, then
Exactly.
we need to figure something else out. It's
Yeah.
I
time for
don't
us to
think it's
move on.
nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that at all.
And,
That's
and,
true.
yeah,
and with that same question, and you was like, about it. All right. So, for instance, if a woman is already acting like she's a wife, just say she giving you all of the qualities of a wife, and the same for a man. If a man is giving you all the qualities of a husband, now keep in mind that this could be a facade. This guy or this woman could just be doing this shit to lure you in. A lot of people prioritize marriage over a lot of things. Like I know a lot of women these days. They just want to be married. They don't give a fuck what comes with it. They just want to say, "Hey, I'm married." So they
mm-hmm.
can give you that up front, and then as soon as you marry them, it changes. So you got to watch out for that too. You just can't say, "Okay, well, she's acting like a wife, I'm gonna marry her," or he's acting like a husband, I'm gonna marry him. You can't
Yeah,
just go off that. But if a
But
woman is acting like a wife or whatever, she's doing all this shit, and you've been with her, if you've been with this lady for 2 to 3 years, and she's still acting the same way, wife wise, whatever, and you don't marry her, you are an idiot. Or the same thing for a woman. If you don't marry this man, or you need to find out why this man is not trying to marry you. That goes along.
Exactly.
Why if you're doing this so good, if you're doing so good, why is this man not trying to marry you? Or the same thing, or why are you not trying to marry this man? Just because
yeah,
just because we got this shit over our eyes now where a man always has to propose. If you love a man or whatever, you can propose too. You don't you like nigga, I want to marry you. Like, what the fuck is you waiting on? Speak
about
up.
that, I
You
mean, I
can
don't
say
know.
that.
I feel like that. I don't know.
Hero,
I don't
hero,
ever.
hero, hero,
I
hero.
get what you're saying. I understand what you're
hero
saying. But
old fashioned.
Yeah,
I ain't
me
never.
too.
Look, I ain't never about to put a woman in a position where she
I
got to
I, I
propose to me.
understand. This is what I'm saying.
Like if she got to do that, then clearly something
Hold
is wrong
on,
with
give me a
me.
second. Give me a second, hero. Give me a second. What I'm saying is, if she's been acting like a wife, if she's been having wife roles and all this shit for 3 years, bro, for 3 years, and you haven't proposed, she needs to question you, like, what the fuck, nigga? Why you ain't marrying me? I ain't saying like, nigga, I want to marry you. Well, I'm gonna get on my knee and marry you, but she needs to have the fucking balls to say, nigga, I've been doing all this for 3 years, and you still ain't married me, nigga. What's up? Like, what's wrong? Like, what you got going on?
Right.
And that becomes, and this ties into communication very heavily because you need to have evaluation periods in your relationship.
Nate,
Like,
please.
some people evaluate their relationship on a month by month basis, some on a 6 month basis, some on a year basis. You need to be able to sit down, compare notes, say, hey, this is where we're at, this is where we want to go, this is kind of the time frame where we want to try to get there. If you're not, if I came at the last evaluation, say, hey, by this time during the next evaluation, I expect to have this, and this, and we get there, I need to be able to communicate the reason why. And
Hmm.
I feel like and
Legend.
you can't be afraid to ask, well, hey, how come we're coming up short here? Why aren't we at the goal? And I
And I
think
want to add to that I feel like a lot of I've heard a lot of situations where females say that they've been in a relationship with a man and they sitting there wondering like why won't he propose? You know what I'm saying? It could be because you acting like a wife already when you really shouldn't be. When you should stay kind of like in that girlfriend lane. Because that's when you really find out how if he want to be, if he want to marry you, if he want to be your husband or not, because you already acting like a wife, you already doing wifely duties. At the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, what's the point of proposing if you already doing it?
I ain't gonna
So
lie to
you
you.
don't want to give him those expectations too early, and the same with the female. You don't want to give her them expectations too early if that's not what you're ready for.
not.
So
I
you
wouldn't
really
say.
have to be careful and
Let
tread
me
lightly,
let
how
me
you
amend
act
the
in your
word from
relationship.
expectations to privileges because that's really what it is.
The same
You, you,
thing.
you're,
The
you're,
same
you're,
thing.
you're you're getting a privilege from somebody that technically you really shouldn't be getting it yet because you're not at that title. You're not at that level.
I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
And
I ain't gonna
even
lie.
though
A woman shows she's a wife before she's a wife. I'm gonna tell you that.
I mean, she
She do,
does,
but like
she
that's
does,
I kind of feel like
you,
that's how you filter all of them fucked
but
up kind of
you,
dudes.
but you as a man have to have that. What the word I'm for lack of a better word, let's say self control. There should be something in you that when you see it, the first thing you think about is, okay, let I see this quality. This is a rare quality. This is a quality that I love. Let me not take advantage of it. Let me do what I'm supposed to do to actually have this properly. Like that needs to be a mindset.
I think that's true.
She can display that quality, but it's on you to say, okay, I see it. Hold that really quick until I create the circumstances or recreate the circumstances needed for you to have this on full display, or for me to, as a husband, to have this on full display.
Well, some of these fucking qualities are tied into upbringings in their household. Some women are raised around a wife. I mean, raised around a mom who does this daily for their husbands, and the only thing they know is to act like a wife because that's how they were brought up. So some people don't know how to cut that off. And the same for a man. Like for me, for instance,
So
I grew
that
up I grew up under my granddad. He taught me how to fix shit and all this shit. If I'm if and when I get into a relationship, if my fiance or girlfriend, whatever, if her car breaks down, I'm going to fix that. That is a husband role. That's
Yeah.
not necessarily me being a
that
boyfriend, or whatever. That is a
so
husband role, and
that
it's just
okay.
some
Yeah.
stuff you are
Okay.
brought into.
I hear that, but I don't feel like you going to go fix their car is necessarily a husband role.
Yeah, but
And
you can't say that though. That goes to your partner. Your partner is to determine if that's a husband role. You can't.
I suppose, but the reason I say that is because me personally, my upbringing, if anybody I know who I care about calls me friend, parent, cousin, girlfriend, whoever, if they call me like, hey, I got an issue with my car, I'm gonna go help them because I care about them. Those are my people.
But we talking about your relationship though. Like I said, it
Yeah.
comes like some people can't turn off what they learn. Like you can't sit there and tell a woman don't display
What?
wifely roles or wifely duties. Is that's how you were brought up. You
But
can't say put a pause on cooking or cleaning or taking care of your man if that's how they were brought up. I
but
can't sit
that's
there and say, hey, you need to
hold
stop
on,
cleaning, you need to stop cooking.
hold on. You can say that actually.
No,
Hold
No,
on.
you can't.
I know
Hold on.
that's
Hold
stupid.
on. Hold on.
Can I
Let me
interject
talk.
really quickly?
Go
I
ahead.
think somebody else got a double stream going on.
Yes.
It's making an echo.
Somebody has the stream up. If you have it up, can you just turn it down a little bit because it's echoing? Thank you.
What about now?
I don't hear it.
It's not mine. Mine is
Okay.
muted.
I got
Yeah,
you muted
mine
on my
muted
computer,
too.
so it's not mine.
Yeah, it's good now.
But
Thank you, Kune.
but
Thank
and
you,
Thank
Kyrie.
you.
thanks. But to get back to what my point being here is, it comes with a boundary. You can establish a boundary. If it is in her to be trained up to say, let's use the example of like cooking or nurturing or something like that, it becomes on you as the man to sit there and say, hey, I see what you're doing, I understand, but let's dial it back a little bit.
Why though? Why would you do
Why?
that?
Right.
You because at that point you'll feel, and going back, you don't want to take advantage of things.
That's
If
not
you're
taking advantage of the things. You are grateful for what you have. Like now,
you
what you
may
should
be
do is, if
you
she's
may be
always a
grateful,
cleaner or
but if
whatever,
she's
you
not,
you if she's always doing this is how you fix that. If she's that type of person, she's always cleaning and cooking. Nigga, all you gotta do is you start cleaning and cooking. You throw in, you help her out. That's how you dial it back. But you should never tell a woman to stop doing this, especially if they're doing it so good. And then now you telling them, all right, hold it back or dial it back. Now they thinking, okay, maybe am I doing
Oh,
something wrong? Now they
exactly. I
starting to
was
self
just
doubt.
gonna
You know
say
what
that,
self
like,
doubt
not to
comes
cut
in there.
you
You don't
off.
want self doubt. Not in a woman at all. You don't want that. So
Yeah,
she's
not to
doing
cut
great.
you off, but
Keep pushing her towards that. Like that. Hey,
yeah,
you doing it? Keep doing that, baby. Now I'm gonna help you out. That's your break. I'll give you a break in cooking. You cook every day. Let me give you a break. I got you. I appreciate
That
you.
part.
Now I'll
Yeah.
cook. You cleaning every day. I'll clean for you. I appreciate you. I'll cook.
Yep.
This is how you dial those things back. You don't tell a woman, hey, stop doing it. Stop loving me or stop cooking or whatever. You doing too much or whatever.
She
I see
just
what
gonna
you're
take
doing.
that a different
But
She
kind of
but
way.
going.
I but what I'm not saying is for her to say, "Oh, hey, you're doing too much. Dial it back." My thing here is having the actual conversation. Is like, "Hey, I'm seeing these qualities that I want in a wife, and I'm seeing them out of you, but I don't feel like I'm at the point now where I am necessarily deserving of all of this because I have not made you a wife yet.
Well, that's
I
a
have
confidence.
not
That's
done
a
these
confidence
things.
issue.
It's not about
Yeah,
confidence.
I kind of.
It's not about confidence. It's about where we physically are in the relationship. If I have not made you a wife, why am I having you do wifely duties?
Once again, a wife shows she's a wife before she's a wife.
And it is still on you to not
Exactly.
take advantage of it, though. That's my point.
How
It's
are you
not
taking
about
advantage
taking
of a woman
advantage
being
of it.
a? You can't take advantage of a woman being a good woman because she's a good woman. That's
Yes, you
retarded,
you you absolutely can take advantage of a woman being a good woman.
and that's a dumbass man.
And exactly, and the whole world is full of them.
Yeah.
We
The
see them
thing is,
every
listen,
goddamn day.
and that's why I say if
And
my
that's why
woman,
it's bad. You have to know when it's like, okay,
if
this is
legend, shut up,
something.
legend, stop. If that's my woman hero, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna speak for me now. Since I'm just gonna speak for me. If my woman is doing all these things that a wife does, cooking, cleaning up after me, whatever, going to work, come home, taking care of business, take care of the household, whatever, all that, and she's displaying those wifely things, I would never tell her to stop. Now, just like I said, I'm
Big,
speaking for
Man,
me.
no.
and I'm gonna
Let me
tell.
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Hold
Let me
on,
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. If that's what she's doing, if that's what she's doing, I will not tell her one time to stop. The only thing I would do is to give her a break. I would step in. I would clean. I would like. It's a partnership. So she's doing those
Because the
things. The
reason,
thing you do, I step in and I do those same things that she
because
doing.
for you, and it's not just you, anybody that's a man, because if you see somebody displaying these duties, if you've got any kind of love, concern, care, or respect for them in their effort, you want to try to meet them. You want to try to say, okay, I need to elevate this. But some circumstances, and this isn't everybody, some circumstances you might not necessarily, you may take forever, or you may take a little longer than her to get to a certain place. And what I'm saying is, if you're not able to meet her where she's at, say for instance, she's displaying these wifely duties, but you're not displaying husbandly duties or these husbandly qualities, then at that point it's uneven. And either you need to come up to par, or either you need to stop. Because what you're going to do, you're going to create a
Go ahead, so check
situation
the iPad
where
over
the
there.
relationship becomes unbalanced.
But see, the thing is though, hero, that's that's your fault. No, not you, but that's that man's fault. Well, how can you try to hinder somebody that's doing great? Why would you want to bring them down? You need to
It's
elevate yourself.
and that's the point. But until you can come up to par, what do you do?
Come up to
Ain't
par.
no
That's what
right.
you
Ain't
do.
no
You
nothing
just
else.
come up to
Yeah.
Just to
par.
come up to par,
But
you have to listen. You have to meet her 50-50. Okay, if she's doing everything that you feel like is a wifely duty and you're not, that means you step the fuck up or get the fuck out the way. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't.
and
because if
that's
you
what
try
I'm
to tell
saying.
her to stop, hold on. If you try to tell her to stop, she's gonna get insecure and start asking questions like, "What am I doing wrong? What is wrong with me?" That it's just gonna it's that's all that's gonna happen. She's gonna think in her head that there's something wrong with her. For you to come up to her and tell her to stop doing what she's doing, and what she's doing is great. It's something good. She's cooking and cleaning and basically taking care of your black ass or whatever. That shit sounds stupid as hell to tell her to stop just so you can come up to par. No,
Yeah.
you get yourself together.
Yes.
Okay, you step it up, you bring it up, and you
Hmm.
meet her where she is meeting you. Cause
But then this becomes a thing, and this is kind of what I'm trying to get at here. is, say for instance, she already has all these qualities, she's got them on full display, they're working in your everyday life, but you don't have the husbandly training to match her. It's not like this is a conversation, it's like, oh, hey, I flip a switch and suddenly I'm there. This is a work in progress for everybody. And truth be told, it starts at home with your parents or whoever you live with. These are things you grow into. So by the time you reach the age where you get married, you know how to do this. But if you come from an environment where this isn't necessarily a trait that you have, you don't know how to just wake up one day and start expressing or working or operating in it. So then my question to you then becomes, what do you do? What do you say in the interim?
Okay,
Like,
so
hey,
what?
I'm trying to get myself up to par to meet you where you're at.
And that's
What
where,
do I need to be doing? I don't want
and
this relationship to
You
continue
just
to be
answered your own
uneven.
question.
this is exactly what I would say. This is exactly what I would tell that woman that's doing everything. She's been a great woman. She's been a wife before she's a wife. What I would say, hey, you doing this and that or whatever, you're doing great. But is there anything that I'm lacking in that you would like to see for me to grow in?
Exactly.
What do you want me to be as a husband? Where do you want me to work on? If I don't know how to fix
What
a
Communication.
sink
can
or
I do
whatever,
better? Basically.
what do you need me to learn to elevate to be what you need to be? Like what you need me to be. I want to be a husband for you. I want to meet you where you already meet me at. Give me time and let me work on to what I need to be, and then I'll get there for you. But you have to have that conversation first. You can't just sit here and tell her like, hey, no, stop doing it because I'm not ready yet. You can't
I
say
mean,
that
no,
because
no, no. That's not anything close to what I was saying. I'm just like the point where I was trying to make was that point that you were just saying right there. That communication.
Yeah.
okay, all right,
Yeah, yeah. I ain't telling her like, hey, you need to stop because I'm not doing it. It's the thing where you want to make sure that the relationship is still even. If she's
okay.
already displaying these things without you saying so, then of course you're going to want to know, okay, well, where are my shortcomings? Where am I falling short at? Am I measuring up to the type of husband that is required to have this kind of wife?
Hmm.
Am I exhibiting these qualities? And if I'm falling short, how do I improve while also not taking her on this long emotional, this wait time, all of these other things where it's like she's now giving 100 and I'm not even up to 50 yet.
Okay,
I
I
don't
got you.
even think that's possible. I think, what I'm saying, if she comes in the gate doing some stuff like that and you just not necessarily up to par, I mean, you gotta remember that everything's gonna take time. You know what I'm saying? So she just has to be willing to work with you.
Relationships aren't a race.
Yeah,
Right. It ain't no
well,
race.
it's not
It's
about
not a
being a
competition.
it's
You
not
just
about a
this is
race
gonna
or a
take your time.
competition.
If my
Let me
PC died, I'm gonna be
let, let me put it this way. And this was a quote that I can't remember where I heard from, but they say that when a man and a woman enter into a relationship, a woman starts on 100, and every mistake or every time you fail to be what she needs, you lose points from that 100 until you eventually hit zero. Whereas with a man, you start at zero and you slowly work your way up to 100 over time and through overcoming trials and adversities together. My
Exactly.
point is, how do you get to 100 before she gets to zero? What
well.
conversation do you have that prevents that fall off for you while you slowly, gradually make your way up to be where she needs you to be?
The conversation is, sweetheart, I see that you're doing everything that you need to be doing and everything possible to make me happy. And I'm not doing everything that I need to be doing to make you happy. So just give me the time to get there. That's the conversation. Give me the time, give me the grace to get myself up to par to meet where you're meeting me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can meet you at 50 or I can meet you at 100.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
then don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again
That
because
Mm-hmm.
that
part.
shit get old fast.
That part.
Yeah. You start losing 1 point, you start losing 10 every time you keep repeating the
My
offense.
God.
Right.
Well, and once again, that what communication comes in at.
Hmm.
Everything a relationship revolves around communication. If you can't communicate, that motherfucker just is over. It'll
Yeah.
detonate. No communication equal detonation.
Pretty
Quote
much the
me.
bottom line of it.
Quote me.
But part of that is also you got to have a growth mindset. You have to want to grow. If
But
you
you're
enter
right.
into a situation where the partner doesn't believe they need to grow, it ain't gonna work.
You
I don't
and
care
this
what the circumstances are.
and and hero, and that's where it comes in that you talk to her or whatever before your relationship, and you already some people display that they have an ability to actually want to be better. They want something for themselves.
Mhm.
I cannot stand a person that is okay with where they are. Like, why do you want to be
I'm
at a
the same way.
standstill?
I'm the same way because that to me that just signifies that you think you've already reached the pinnacle of who you are as a person, and there's no room for development. And
And
if there's no room for development, then that means there's no room for me. There's no willing to
exactly,
really adapt to me being in your life.
exactly, hero, exactly, and
Hippie
and
need
I
to jump in this.
Yeah, he said Hippie and CJ need to
They
jump
they
in
they
more.
waiting on. Well, CJ
Man,
wasn't talking.
bro, what,
They
I know
yeah,
he
said,
I'm
"Is
working on
saying
his
Hippie
y'all,
business.
y'all,
alive?"
y'all
Talking
like
Hippie was
y'all
just
saying
kind of
it all, bro.
quiet.
Like what? It ain't nothing to be said, bro. Because all
That's
I
I
can
right.
mean
do
that.
is
I
agree.
mean you can extrapolate. Get run your own experience about what happened in your life. You ain't got to go into too many details, but come on, man, give us a little bit of feedback. They
Hero.
say hippie in the bliss.
See, yeah, hippie and the bliss. I've been talking. Now you
No,
digging.
I've been talking too.
Let
I
me
guess
let
they
me do
don't
it
hear
like
me
this.
though.
Let's do it like this. Hey, chat, can y'all give Hippie a question personally for him to ask him so he can talk to y'all? Give
Oh,
him a
we about to open this
hold
door.
on, Left. Hold on, Left. We're gonna I'm gonna pin yours. Wait for a second.
We about to open
Chat,
this door.
Give Hippie a question specifically for him, and then y'all
Oh,
feel
do
like
her first.
CJ, huh?
We just go down the
Do
line.
her
Fuck it,
first.
ho.
Do your guys think
Yeah,
you guys think you had a you always had good communication? Do you feel
I was
people
just talking, yo. I
Neff?
just be
No.
letting y'all figure it into too.
You
To
got
That's
speak
you
on
why
got
you
always
sick.
that good
to
communication.
speak on that, Neff? No. I have not always had I have not always had good communication.
Me
I have
neither.
not. I was
I
I
always the
can.
type of person to say if it don't go well, fuck it.
Yep.
I don't give
That's
a
my
fuck.
issue.
That was
well,
always me.
for me, I
I
didn't even
ain't trying to
realize
go.
I. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
hero.
no, I was gonna say for me, I didn't even realize. So I've had decent communication when it came to talking, to just random people who didn't really matter to me.
Hmm.
It was when it came to like, talking to like the people I love most. So like my mom, or like how I was with my ex.
Oh
Like
yeah, I
it
got you.
really it really took my ex to kind of sit me down and show me like, hey man, you're not communicating. I see
Yeah.
all this stuff going on with you. I see you going through the motions and you're not saying anything.
Yep.
It's almost like, and her exact words to me were like, you seem like you're talking about somebody else.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem like it's coming from you.
Hmm.
And hearing that made me think like, okay, well, how am I expressing myself? Am I expressing myself? And that was really kind of what started me going to therapy to learn how to do that.
I got you. But
I
go
have
ahead, Vito.
always been open for communication. I went into my last relationship saying communication is key. You know what I'm saying? If you have anything on your mind, anything you feel you need to talk about, let me know. Talk about it. My ex wasn't really big on communication.
Hey, pin
Not to
that
put
comment,
too
Nate.
much out.
Hold that comment.
Not
Keep going,
to
DJ.
not to put her business out there, but she just came from a family with a lot of trauma, and you know what I'm saying, talking to each other was not their strong point. So you know what I'm saying, I continue, I was being patient. I continue to express to her that we need to communicate more and better, because her reaction was mainly anger and silence. She would get frustrated, shut down, She wouldn't say nothing. She wouldn't talk. I wouldn't know what the hell was going on or what was even wrong. And when she, so to speak, got over it or was a little less frustrated, is when she would open up to me and talk. Um, it was pretty much like that throughout our whole relationship. Some things, made things worse, but I've always been open to communication. I do believe that good communication between a couple is key to making things work. Cause ain't nobody no fucking mind reader. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody reading nobody else's mind.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't. Yeah, you can't read no
Can't read.
motherfucking body else's mind. You don't know what they feeling, how they feel, what's going on, what they thinking about. None of that. So
So
you
if
gotta
you feel
You gotta
like,
communicate.
so
communicate.
if you in your life have ever sat there and said he ought to know or she ought to know, kill that right now. They
For real.
don't. They're not in. They are not entitled to know how you feel all the time. They do not know. You need to speak up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say no to her question too. Because I feel like none of my previous partners have helped me grow to communicate. Because none, they just wanted to fight instead of communicate.
Yeah, that's all I did was some damn fighting and
they,
arguing.
Screaming.
Well,
yeah, they just because some people, some of them just expect you to read their minds.
Like my ex was
They
karma,
did.
bro. My ex was straight karma, and she turned me cold, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
you know. Well, with me on my communication was my error on communication was me. I dealt with everything in my life for myself. So I felt like when a conversation was had or something needed to be asked, or not even that for example, I I think I blocked the world off myself where I didn't think that I needed to communicate with anybody. I was just chalk it up, and I was always on the go. Now, granted, my last relationship taught me everything. I ain't gonna lie. I was with that woman for 10 years of my life. 8 years we were married. That goes with the cooking aspect, like what we were talking about by elevating. I didn't even know how to cook. I was always spending money on what I was like, money on food and all this shit. That woman taught me everything, and I'm forever grateful for her. She literally taught me everything. She taught me how to communicate. I was not good on communication. I had to communicate. She also was a mother of my child, so I had to learn to deal with other things. I had to do these things to order to be better. But before then, I was horrible with communication. I didn't give a fuck. I did not care. And some of this shit still displays every now and then. It still displays every now and then. But I do reflect, and then I'll go back and say, "Hey, well, all right, yeah, I'm fucking up. Let's talk about it, whatever." But before then, I was fucked, bro. I promise you, I was fucked. I wasn't no bad guy, no bad dude, but I was fucked, especially on the communication shit. I was fucked. But the
Yeah,
last woman, she did it. She did it.
But I think that also kind of ties into upbringing too, because I'll be honest, like I come from a single parent household, and expressing your feelings, especially in a way that's a little too raw, it would put my mom over capacity because she had all the responsibility having to go to work every day, make sure things got done, make sure me and my sister were healthy. Because my sister used to be sick a lot as a kid. So it's like it was a whole lot. So for me, I learned pretty early on, like, in order to not overwhelm
Real
my
hot girl
mom,
shit.
and because I've seen other instances growing up of, like, a parent, too much is on their plate and they break down. And I never wanted to
yeah,
put my
fact.
mom, and I didn't want to risk putting my mom in that situation by unloading my own emotional stuff. And then from that point on, it's like I kind of learned, keep it to yourself, figure it out on your own.
Hmm.
Don't bring a problem to her, especially don't bring a problem to her where you don't already have some sort of solution that you've already thinking of.
Hmm.
It's like do whatever it takes to kind of make her life a little bit to make it easier. And for that kind of came with me kind of clamming up. So it's like I could facilitate these environments where you can come to me and you can pour your heart out to me. But then for me, it's like I always saw it, and when I had to do it, it's a burden. They don't need to hear that. They don't want to hear that. It's going to ruin the dynamic. It's going to put them over capacity. And because that was something I was so used to,
What's
it
up,
it
buddy?
it, it was so ingrained in me, I didn't really even notice it towards the tail end of my relationship. It's like because I'll give you guys, I'll be honest with you guys. I had a lot going in the year 2023. I had a lot going on. Frustrated because I didn't feel like I was making progress on the job. Grandfather passed. Mom fighting cancer.
Yeah,
On top
bro.
of that, I had a really bad car accident. Then my breakup followed after that. Then it's like, trying to, get your life back in order. It's like you're clamming up. It's like all these things are happening to you, and you're not telling anybody anything. And if you
Mm-hmm.
do talk about it, you're talking about it from a third person aspect, not from a this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of just restating the sequence of events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely don't
And
speak on shit.
yeah, and it's like it was a
I
lot.
definitely agree with that kind of.
Mhm. So
Yeah, I agree with you, Neff. Me and I are kind of taught to not show emotion and to hold shit in, because that's because we men. So that's like,
It's a,
that's
That's
just
how
how
my
we
dad
are.
raised me.
we
My
we're
dad raised
taught to
me
be.
like
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. My dad raised me like he said to show emotions was to show weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's how he raised
And,
me.
and
He said if you show emotions, you're showing weakness.
Mhm. and but then it's like even though they tell you that information or they tell you that and they expect it to make you strong, but all it really does is it kind of just hollows you out from the outside and it poisons your relationships going forward.
Yeah.
Basically,
It makes you
basically,
strong,
when
but it
you
fuck
get,
you up in
especially
a
when you
whole
get
lot of
older,
different areas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
And you
especially
don't
when you get
realize it
older.
till you get older for real.
Yeah, you did. Especially when you get older, that's when it really fucks you up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what I'm dealing with.
all right,
It can
so
also ruin your relationship because, you thinking I'm a
Yeah,
man, so I'm not supposed to open up and show weakness, even with your partner. So that can also affect your relationship.
the
Yeah.
whole time that's a weakness itself.
Right.
And
yeah.
and
The whole
and I'll
time
put
it's a
it
weakness. Yeah,
and I'll put it into perspective like this because we think about it from our perspective like okay we don't want to show weakness, we don't want to put burden on our families, but then it took me having to really stop and think about okay, look at this from the other person's perspective, look at this from your girlfriend or your wife's perspective. They need you to be able to share how you feel so they can best know how to help you. And the
Mhm.
fact that no matter what they do, you're refusing to let them in, it's almost like you don't trust them.
Yep.
And once
Yeah.
that's gone, it's almost impossible to get it back.
Uh, and
Yeah.
that
And
go.
to
I
touch on
agree.
that even a little more, that was my problem. Not
But I,
necessarily. What it was that my ex kept telling me that I was nonchalant, as the way she explains. I was being nonchalant. So like when she did begin to sort of try to open up to me, what I'm saying, she's like my your answers is nonchalant. And at the time I didn't really think I was being nonchalant or anything, but once I thought about it later on, it was like, okay, maybe, what I'm saying, that could have came off a little nonchalant or like I ain't care.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that goes back to what I was telling y'all gentlemen earlier about my communication. Like y'all, I was in the military. Yeah, yeah, I'm a military guy. I was in the darkest, deepest depression of my life at one point. This was before my son. I was in the deepest depression, and I didn't know how to communicate. And I told y'all the last woman I was with, she helped me with that. That I literally would go in the room and mount like in another room in the house and just sit there and just not speak, don't say anything. I just sit in the corner or whatever. And that woman, she would what she would do, she would, and I told y'all this earlier, she would come and lay in my lap. She wouldn't have no phone. She wouldn't have no electronics. Everything is off in the dark. She would come and lay in my lap, and she would just lay there until I spoke. I would sit there 2 3 hours a day or whatever, not saying shit. And what she did, she came and she laid in my lap 2 3 hours of that day, the same time I'm in there, laying in my damn lap, and waited till I spoke. And the first time I spoke to her, before I even spoke, I had tears running down my face. I had tears running down my face, and I just let it all out, like how I was feeling. So that right there was my opening up to, hey nigga, you need to fucking start saying something because that shit right there is a man bottling up his emotions is the worst thing. I feel that for anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You holding yourself back because you every time you get to a certain situation, you're gonna reflect on the past. You be like, oh shit, this again. Like this happened again. Like
yeah, cause like
no,
yeah, cause like Sin said earlier, it's just gonna leave you alone. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And,
was
yeah,
something that was kind of like the same for me too. My
I've
ex
learned that
used to do that
myself.
too. She would hold me. We would lay in the bed together, and she likes to cuddle, so she would hold me. I would hold her, and I would like put my head on her chest, and we would just lay there, just like watching TV, quiet, no electronics, no phone, no nothing. So a lot of times, like she wouldn't even move, even to the point where if she had to go to the bathroom, she wouldn't even move until I was ready to like open up, and like she would just rub my head, and next thing you know, I'm like busting out into tears, crying, and I don't even know why I'm crying, to be honest. So like that was one of the things like she would do with me too.
man. And
Uh,
shit tough. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest. For me, because I had a similar experience with that. It's like, when I came, if I would be at her place, because kind of how my schedule would run, because I was also in school during that time. So it's like I go to work during the day, I'm at school in the evening, and if I come in, I'm overwhelmed, like, because during the days I had classes, I'll actually be at her place because she lived closer to my school. So it's like I would come in and just cuddle. Like we'd be on the couch. I would literally just lay my face into her stomach and just stay there. And just complete silence. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And me, I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And where the communication breakdown is like even though I may not have necessarily been sharing, how rough my day might have been, what I failed to express to her was that just that act alone was actually giving me more strength. And I feel like I didn't communicate that enough. So she didn't really know the value of what she was placing in my life, at least not until I expressed it after the fact. But it took me having to learn how to say these things because for me, it's just like, keep it to yourself. Like, oh, if there's a problem or, something comes up, she asks me, hey, you're fine. It's like, yeah, I'm fine. So I
I
think,
feel that, boy.
yeah. But, also take the time to let them know just how much you really do appreciate them in those moments.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And that
true.
was one of the reasons why I married that woman. Now, granted, we split, but we're still really close friends. We don't have a bad bond in our bodies towards each other. It was just one of those things where something just don't work out.
Mhm.
It just don't fit, and it just took us 8 years, 10 years of our lives to figure that out. But we are still really close.
Mhm.
But at that time, God placed her in my life because I needed her. I look at it like
Yeah.
that. God places a woman that I needed at the time to fucking break my shell. I needed somebody to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to add to that,
Yeah.
Steve, I believe that too. I think God placed her in my life at that time because low key, she taught me a lot of shit that I did not know. You know what I'm saying? She helped me out with like a lot of stuff that I didn't know how to do at the time because I was either just wasn't doing it, didn't need to, or somebody else would do it for me.
Bless you,
But it
bro.
was really just somebody, it's just I didn't need to. You know what I'm saying? I reached a
Bless you.
point in my life where it was like a lot of things I needed to do, but I didn't know how. So
Bless
she
you. You
taught
gotta
me a
feel amazing.
lot of shit.
Some people are meant
Yep.
to be in your life a lifetime, some for a season.
Oh,
But
that's
Man.
so
regard,
true.
Yeah.
but,
Yep.
but
That is so
regardless,
true.
but regardless, when God places them there, it has a profound impact on your life.
It does.
Yeah.
And I truly feel that the next woman that I pursue or within that what's the name, because I've been married before. So I know what comes with it. Now, granted, the next woman might not know what's going on, but from what I learned from the last woman, I can help at least a little, give you a push towards where you should go, or help you where do you, or in instance where do you want to go? You know what I'm saying? Like what do you want to pursue? I can help you with that. I have that patience already in me.
What you learn from your ex-wife is how to support your partner emotionally
Yes.
because she herself was your example.
Yep.
And I think that says a lot about your own growth, because for you to recognize that, okay, this was something that I needed, and then also to turn around and say, this is something that I also need to do. It also tells you how much that you've grown as a person, and whoever your next partner is, that they'll be a lot more richer for it, and you as well. It's like you take the lessons that you learned from the previous relationship and you apply them for the better, not for the worse.
Yep. That's true.
Mm.
Hey, hold on. Let me stop. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all dropping all these cry face and these eyes and shit. Don't get shit twisted now. I still put some shit up. Don't y'all
Oh
get shit
He
twisted.
God.
said it's getting soft in
Don't get
here.
that shit twisted.
I got
Don't get
a
that shit twisted. I'm still me. Don't know. Hey. Yeah.
Hey, he
Back
said
back
you
to
will
it.
get. He
Crying.
said you will get cussed out.
Yo,
Steve.
Back
Steve
to it.
said, Shawnee. Steve said he minded me a dirt bike. I just wanted to make sure I
what?
asked because yeah.
Okay. Just to go. All right, but to go back, I think was this Ghoul's question that's up here pinned, or was this somebody else? No,
No,
this
this
is
is Ashton's
Ashton.
Uh,
question. So the next question was: have any of you gentlemen compromised for any of your relationships that you regret that you did? So did you guys make any compromises for a previous partner that and y'all regret that y'all did it?
of course.
No, yeah.
Oh,
I can't think of
what
one.
was it?
Hell yeah.
What was it?
Shit.
I can't think of one. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah,
you. I
I got
don't
to
think I've
think.
ever
Yeah,
compromised.
I have. Damn, just
Man, I
everything
have.
really. Damn, just holding myself back. Period. Dealing with
I
my
can't
ex,
think of
bro.
one.
Real hot girl
Just
shit.
trying to help her get the places, dog. Just for the end of the day to be unappreciated.
Oh, that's
You
fucking big.
got
Woo,
tired of
shit.
the ads.
That's big though.
Yeah. I mean, mine is pretty much the same.
Speak on
Just doing shit for her that, you know what
speak
I'm
on this,
saying? My
CJ.
my focus was always on her. You know what I'm saying? It was never about myself. Even though I should have took the time to think about myself, it was never about me. It was always about her. As long as she was happy, you know what I'm saying? And she was, I hate to say it really, she is a sweetheart. Or she was a sweetheart. Well, she is. She still is. A very nice, very giving person, but she was very materialistic. So I bought
Mm-hmm.
her a lot of stuff that I wish I hadn't. Like now, when I think about it, I wish I hadn't. I did a lot of stuff for her that I wish I hadn't. But I mean, all I can say about that is just take it with a grain of salt. It was a lesson learned, and now I know like how to move in the next situations. Like, don't be too open and too giving too fast. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being open and giving, but don't do too much too fast. You got to see how a person's gonna react to what you're doing. Cause I had a few instances in a relationship where honestly I thought that she only wanted me for like my money,
Mm.
and it was like I would get that feeling, but then it was like right behind it was like her doing something else that made me think, okay, you tripping, you tripping. Like, why the fuck would you even think that? You tripping, So then I was second guessing myself a lot, and at the end of the day, like I really wish I had to listen to myself and just stuck with the fuck I was thinking. But
Hey,
hey,
hey, CJ.
Yo,
They they want to hear it, bro.
what they want to hear, man? You just simply you can't play build a bear with a broad, bro. It's,
No,
it's, it's really,
somebody. Dawg said she want. This was Dawg said. She said, "Let's hear it." What you were saying? They want to hear it.
They want to hear
what?
what
Just me
what you
talking about.
compromise.
I
Yeah. What
mean,
did you
shit.
compromise on?
Everything though, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a chick I met though, like when I first got out of jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we was a little young, you know what I'm saying? So we was kicking it. She got pregnant, you know what I'm saying? I tried to make it work, bro. That's how it happened. So after me getting out of shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm building myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything I do. I started following behind my pops and stuff like that a little more because I wasn't really rocking with them like that growing up. I was in the streets though, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
after all that, you know what I'm saying, me and her was rocking or whatever. So when we finally really like got together, you know what I'm saying, got a little place and shit, you know, she was lacking, bro. She ain't had shit, you know what I'm saying? She ain't had shit, bro. So I was putting like a whole lot of shit into her that I could have really been putting into myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I could have been doing a whole lot more for myself, like business wise, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have been putting
Mhm.
my money in other places, dog. I was thinking like that at that age, you know what I'm saying? Well, after all that shit, bro, you got to think something different. So it was like that with it. So I'm putting all this shit into her, bro. At the end of the day, though, it was just fugazi. You know what I'm saying? It was all
Mhm.
bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She a material bitch, just like one of them motherfuckers DJ talking about material, light stuff, ain't got nothing, couldn't really take care of herself. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine, like, I'm cool with taking care of the house and stuff like that, but like taking care of you, like taking care of you, bro. Like it was just different. But that was something I just did it. You know, we got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like she younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It's just something I had to do, bro. But at the end of the day, how it played out, it just wasn't worth it. And after all that, I just don't. I don't look at people the same. You know what I'm saying? I do not look at people the same at all. It'll take a lot to like get to me. Period.
Mhm.
That's just how I am now.
No, I feel you.
Feel you on that, bro. And that's
Man,
with me now too.
Mm,
Like like I said, bro. Like I was married, whatever. It ain't. It'll be a year in May when I've been, divorced, whatever. And I have a wall up too. I have a shell up. Like I don't want to go through the same shit, even though not all the shit was
Nah.
bad. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, what we went through, we didn't work, and I don't want to port like my listen. I'm gonna say this: my next woman will be my last woman. I won't go past it.
Oh, my mama, right?
I would not. I would not go past that. Is the next woman is my last? I swear to God. If not, then it's fuck it. I'm waiting on the Lord to come after that.
Yup. And then it's
I
like
feel
easy
you
for me, bro,
on
because
that,
I
man.
can cook, you know, so I can take care of myself, bro, like all the way through. So it's like it's there like I don't need a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Mhm.
really need a fucking woman, dog, to do anything for me, like for real.
But see, with that,
Having her
bro.
around would be great. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like that's it's just something
yeah,
different. But as far as needing someone though, I'm not in need. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I can fully take care of myself, bro, all the way around the fucking
All the
board.
way
You know what I'm
around.
saying?
Yup.
Like
I
fix,
feel
clean,
you,
cook, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I can cover that shit.
And that
So
makes
it's
you
not.
a. Go ahead,
I'm
bro. I was just
self-efficient,
saying.
bro. I'm just
Mhm.
self-efficient. You know?
It makes you a fucking jewel. You
Yeah.
already can do everything for yourself. It's just now you need that compassionate side. You need somebody to come fill in. Like here, what I was saying the other day, it's not necessarily being a void, but having someone in your corner or some shit like that. It makes you, it pushes you to a different point. It gives you a better perspective. Like I'm doing all this, damn. You know what I'm saying? And my woman still. It's just little shit. It makes you appreciate a woman. Like if
Yeah.
she can come
man.
in and she not bring you down. If a woman comes in and not bring you down, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not say she don't necessarily have to, elevate you because in your head you already got what you need. You know what I'm saying? You already elevated. You just don't want you just want a woman to come in and just bring peace. And I'm all for that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I can take a woman that brings me peace and her just she don't even have to work. Sorry. I mean I know that probably sounds a little traditional, well from the old school, but
Yeah. Yeah.
she don't even have to work, bro. I can take care of the fucking house. But if I come home and you give me just undying peace or everlasting peace, bro, I'll take that all day. You don't have to give me shit. I got you. You giving me what I need. I got you. I got you on your aspect. I can take that.
yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
No.
That's kind of where I'm at too. It's like I'm at that age where I feel like my next is gonna be my last. So if it don't work out, Like that's it for me. You know, and I'm done. Like, and like really, I'm kind of at that point where I don't even know now. You know what I'm saying? So like, I ain't even. I don't even want to lie. Like, I don't even know now. You know, because after everything I put into my last relationship,
You don't want to
I
start
know how to do
over, bro.
everything.
You like you ain't got the energy.
Right, I ain't got the energy to start over. It's like even with everything she taught me, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't know before. It's like now I know how to do that. You know, I know how to be a man. I know how to go out and get a fucking job. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. You know, so it's like all I really want is that peace. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to elaborate on what Steve was saying, if you can't give me that peace, then I don't want you because everything else I can do for myself.
I think to really add to that is
Motherfucker, I ain't 36.
You said you ain't 36.
He
who
ain't
said that?
36, he's 35. She just 35. He wrote 30. I'm 20. Damn, I'm 20 damn six. Why I'm the damn baby?
What?
I'm 30. I just turned
Actually,
32. Hell.
I think on the panel here, I'm the youngest.
That's the youngest. I'm the oldest. Cause hippie right up under me. Yeah,
Yeah,
hippie.
because
Yeah, hippie right up under
Cause
me.
DJ, you what, 33? 32, 33?
32, nigga. Don't be putting the extra year on that.
Yeah, my bad, hey, my bad, brother. My bad, brother. Steve, I know Steve 30. So both you and Steve are the same age. Steve, you turning
I'll be
33
33 in
this year.
September. Yeah, I'll be 33 in September.
He gonna say I'm 26.
And
Say,
I'm
take
30. I'll
that.
be
Hey, take
31
that,
this year. So
DJ.
I'm the youngest.
You know what? I take it. I take it. I wish
Definitely
I
take that
was. I
compliment.
really wish I was.
No
Whoops.
I'd
doubt,
do a whole
man.
lot of shit different.
Oops, sorry, y'all. My fingers were slipping. I ain't had my glasses on when I wrote that.
What you?
That's a lot of
Man,
excuses.
whatever.
What you talking about? I have my glasses. So
Hey,
Uh,
the next
20.
question is
I'm not
directly for
20. I'm 30, ma'am. That said 30. Put your glasses on, Bree.
now.
Hero
Nell said
65.
you really 65.
I'm crying.
Okay, if I come across a 65, it's just because nobody under the age of 59 raised me. I don't know what to tell you.
Hero just got an old soul. That's all.
Hey, this
You
next
got here.
question.
That's because I spent my formative years with people who were 59 plus. My mom was the youngest person I hung out with.
All right,
Damn.
come on. Let's get to the next
Hey,
question.
the next
But
question is directly for Hippie. It has nothing to do with us.
that's a hippie question
She
right there.
said she said while dating black women. This is from Chani, right?
I'll wait to how long for this one to come around. Go ahead.
While y'all knew it
Man,
coming. While dating black women, do you think it's just an infatuation, or you genuinely just love us? And what do you love about us?
I wouldn't say it's an infatuation. Um, I just wasn't raised to judge people different. I'm not saying I wouldn't, date any other race. It's just how I was raised. I was raised to treat everybody with respect, no matter how you look. White, black, green, yellow, purple.
Hold on,
It
but
You
doesn't
like
matter how
you
you
like them
look.
that makes me want to ask you a
You like them
question.
candy yams.
How, okay, how many of your previous exes were black, hippie?
Shit, all of them except for
Just
one.
three,
Say that again.
three except for my ex-wife. She was Hispanic.
Okay. So of your three, so what drew you to those three exes?
I just more,
the bully and
attractive.
hip.
I ain't lie to
Yeah,
you.
it was DJ.
I, I ain't
Yeah.
lie. A black woman is powerful, Hippie. I feel you, my brother.
we,
Well,
Black
I
we,
mean, I ain't got
black
shit
woman
to
I mean,
say.
we understand it.
a black
That's
woman is
right.
powerful. A black woman is very powerful. It's hard to not want that.
Man, what you
Yeah,
just
It's
say?
man.
hard to not want that.
Especially when she turned that charm up.
My God.
You
Just you know
melt like
what? Just a
butter.
black woman being a black woman, that's sexy as fuck to me. Like ain't nothing
Yeah,
Man,
I
And
mean,
but a time.
no
Ain't
offense
nothing
to
like
the
a black
yeah.
woman.
no offense to the
Yeah, no
non-black
offense to
women.
any
it's
They
all
race.
good.
understanding.
Y'all beautiful too, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause
I
right
like how
there.
I got silent.
Hey, nah, hey, don't wait on me to continue. I ain't about hell
like,
no.
like, look, I
Hell
I I'll
no.
hit on it. I'll hit on it for me. For for Chunny question, whatever. Once again, a black woman understands a black man. So me personally is what I choose. I can't go to a white woman and say, "Hey, take care of me." Like if I'm hurting, whatever, I can't say that. You don't know what it means to be a minority. You don't know what it means to be struggled. You don't.
What it means to be
You
black
can
in
you can
America.
you can you can be you trust you can be a trailer trash white one. I ain't trying to. I'm just saying in general. But you been a trailer trash white woman, you still have more of an opportunity to grow than me being a black man in a suburb in a fucking suburban area. You still have that access to your life where you can actually fully control what you got going on. I don't have that. I don't have that luxury. And so for a black woman who has the same fucking hardship as me, she knows what that means. She knows how to console me when if I'm being racially profiled. There's no way I can go to a white woman and say this white police just did this to me and she can truly understand how that feels. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what that feels like. A black woman
Mm-hmm.
does. She has to
It's
deal with the
Exactly.
exact same thing with me. And the crazy
it,
thing about it, a black woman goes through worse than what a black man goes through. They are double or they get double the pain than what we go through because they're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
And to add on to what Steve is saying, you know what I'm saying? Like all of my previous, not previous exes, all of my exes before my recent one was black. Okay, so my ex, she was Mexican. That was my first time dating outside of my race. And that was an issue with me as well because like even with fans and music and like it was a lot of shit she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? She don't know how black people talk. You know, it's just like I would say something that like y'all would get instantly. You feel me? Which is when I would say it around her, she like, huh? What you mean? What you talking about? Or sometimes even take it offensive. And I'm like, nah, it don't mean that. Just chill, relax. It's just a black saying, like, relax. You know what I'm saying? So like that was a big I wouldn't say a big issue for me, but it was an issue because I couldn't say certain things around her because I knew she wouldn't understand.
But
So a
it,
black
it
woman
came
is
down
totally
to a
different.
cultural understanding.
Right. It comes down to a cultural understanding and a black woman, like Steve was saying, can understand if I just was outside and got harassed by a cop, you know, or another white person for trying to come into my own building, or I got pulled over and things got, you know, totally out of control. You know, so a black woman can understand that because not only has she possibly been through it herself, you know what I'm saying, she knows. You know, she can understand.
Mhm.
So that's you know
And
so that's
even
one
if
thing I
she's
feel like as well. Another culture can't understand the way a black woman
and
can understand. And I've never hold on, hero. I've never how can I say this a nice way? I've never liked white women. I do not find them attractive. Never. Even the ones like now we got you know like back in the day and y'all see it too. Back in the day we had them skinny ass white women. You know what I'm saying? No chest, no butt. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I love butt, big titties, thighs. I love it all. The stretch marks, the big
Boy,
booty.
boy, I
I
swear
love
to
it all.
God. Oh
I
my
love it all.
God. Oh my God,
When a
boy.
black woman says
don't
she
you
want
get
to
us
get rid of them
started in here,
stretch
bro.
marks, I will literally
Oh
tell you,
boy.
keep them fucking
Oh
stretch marks.
man. Boy, I
Get
spread
rid of them
her ass
stretch
on
marks,
some
I'm gonna get rid of
bread.
you.
Oh my
I
God.
ain't playing. I love
Yeah,
it
yeah,
all.
go ahead, DJ. Do your thing, man.
But
You better get
even
all
you know what
fucked
I'm
up
saying,
in
like the
here.
big booty white chicks, I just never found them attractive. Like black women. You know,
Man,
I
they want
love
to be niggas
everything about
anyway.
I love her soul. I love her spirit. I love her mind. I love her fucking hair, the way she do her nails, the way she lay. I love everything about a black woman.
It's a difference in seeing when that black woman take them panties off. You see them oatmeal stretch
Oh,
marks,
hey,
them oatmeal pies.
oh,
Oh,
hey.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
I
And
need them oatmeal pie stretch marks on the side.
I'm gonna reel
Mm.
everyone back in. Thank you,
My
thank
bad.
Settle
you.
down,
My
y'all.
Mm.
My
bad.
Settle
Come
bad,
down.
my
on,
bad.
come
My
Boy, the way
fault.
on,
she jump up and
come
down
I'm
when she
just
on.
saying.
squeezing
I'm
them
just saying. Like,
Okay,
pants.
ain't
hold
nothing
Oh,
on,
like
hold on.
a black girl with stretch marks,
DJ,
man.
Oatmeal pie, man. I need to see that. I'm good though.
Steven,
Hey,
I'm
now,
good.
Ain't
oh,
no.
hey,
I'm
hey,
back.
hey,
I'm
boy,
back.
I
hey,
need the
I'm back.
booty
hey,
stretch
hey,
I'm
hey,
back.
let's
marks.
get
I'm
back
back.
on
I
track.
need the breast stretch
I'm
marks.
back.
I need the
And that
stomach
mad at.
stretch.
macaroni.
All right,
I'm
hold
back.
on.
Oh God,
Let's
not
get
the
it. All right, come
macaroni.
on.
Back on subject, or you get muted.
No, we
I'm
good.
about to start
We
turning you
good.
niggas down. Come
We
on.
good. We
I'm
good. We
back.
good. We good. We good.
Jesus, come on.
We
All
good.
uh,
right.
Look at her. She muting the hell.
Miss
Turn.
Miss Audrey, to answer your question, I am Black American. I am from literally from Alabama. My folks, Alabama.
All right. Do we have what's the next question,
Yeah,
guys?
this is
Yeah, what's the next question?
yeah, the way I was raised, yeah. I've always been treated by more respect when I've dated black women compared to white women. That's another thing. I don't know. Just
I
white
can
women these days. White
I,
women these days, they just.
Oh, they waiting on hippie still. I think they waiting for you to go deeper into why
Yeah,
you
hell
you chose a
yeah.
black woman. They
Yeah.
waiting on you to go deeper into that.
Shit, you gotta keep it a bean with them. If you just keep it a bean.
Yeah, just
No,
just keep in mind, bro.
that was it.
I could damn near answer the question for you. Go ahead though.
let that man use his own words.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. Been treated by more respect and shit by when I dated black women compared to dating white women. I've always had a better experience.
That's it.
Mm.
No kind of
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, I'll be completely honest.
This
Like
is the way I was.
when it comes down to like respect, like yeah, I've definitely had more respect that I've gotten from Black women compared to like other
It's
races.
just like
Hey,
kindness too.
hey, stop
Yeah,
keeping the
it's
door
just like
lady.
I ain't
just
never
like
dated a
Me,
kindness
white
and
girl. I
comfort and
couldn't tell
shit.
you how that shit is.
I've
yeah, I
never
couldn't
dated
tell you
anybody
either.
I
outside of my
couldn't tell
race,
you.
but I mean that's
Lex,
me.
Look
stop
like we
keeping
got
the
another
door.
question. I'm assuming this is
Yeah, it's for
directed
hippie.
towards
It's still
hippie.
it's Wait, what?
Regarding your parents,
No, I'm saying I think it's
She said it's the
directed
cakes.
towards hippie from Chani. Speaking of your past regarding your parents, has your relationship with them made you who you are today, good or bad? Or were you determined to not be like them and made your own path?
No, I
I,
don't think that might be a. I don't
I
think that's for
feel
him.
I think that's a question for all of you.
Yeah, that's not just for him. That's not a race thing.
Okay.
uh, yes, absolutely.
Mm.
I'll speak for myself.
Mhm.
From my own upbringing, it's like who my mom raised me as had a tremendous shape in who I turned out to be. There are aspects in that though, because like I said before, my mom was a single parent. So aspects of how to be a man, it's like I've had to kind of navigate and discover that on my own. Um, the examples of what not to do came primarily from the men that was around me. So my dad was a deadbeat for the most part, but he was like a revolving door. He'd come in and out, but there wasn't really too much that he added to my life outside of like, don't do this, do not be like him. Um, but then looking at my uncles, like my uncles were men who traditional, you do what it takes, you take care of your family, you take care of your responsibilities, but it didn't leave a whole lot of room for their own happiness and enjoyment. So what you got was men who fulfilled their duties, but they don't really love the partners they're with. They just out of responsibility and obligation stayed with them. And that seeing that in my formative years made me resolute to like, okay, be selective about your partners, be selective not even just partners, but even your friendships. Be selective about them and try not to fall into the same pitfalls that they
Y'all,
fell into.
why the
Find
fuck
another
did Kayla
path,
get an
one
email?
that kind of
Well,
goes
from our
beyond
community. Why the fuck
what
we
theirs
can't
was.
have grills no more?
Um, make
We
sure
can't have grills no
the
more.
because I'll put it this way:
Like on a balcony
a
or anything,
lot
you can't use the grill
of
outside no more.
the being
I'm
able to talk to
devastated
people
because
that came from my mom.
we love a grilled
Being
food in this
unafraid to do
house.
things was also my mom, but also the spiritual aspect of like going to church, having a relationship with God, knowing who you are in the world and what you can and cannot do and what you can expect, and accountability aspect, those came from my mom. The responsibility portions of who I am, those came from my uncles, that came from my grandma. Knowing when to walk away from a situation and knowing when you need to press it, that was kind of a culmination of everybody. So taking all those positive lessons, uh, I kind of chart my own path on how to be a man from these examples. So to answer your question, yes, it has a good and a bad impact because sometimes there are some things that I just absolutely don't have patience for, and that's a direct result of them.
Um, I guess I'll go next. My mother was a single mom. Our dad was never around. I never seen him. I don't know what he looked like. All I know about that nigga is his name, and that's
He
about
be like
it.
that. He be like
uh,
that.
um, so yeah, she did everything herself. She raised myself, my sister, my brother. She raised all three of us on her own. And our family is from down south, so she left her whole entire family, came up here. She wanted to with her brother. Her brother came up here first. Then, not too long after, she followed suit with us. So, she did everything by herself. My uncle, as far he was in and out, so mainly to keep it 100, he was mainly to, not I wouldn't say take from us, but he stayed with us from time to time, but only really because he was in a messed up situation himself. So he provided no help whatsoever, no wisdom. She did everything herself. I've had male influences, I would say, throughout my childhood, but my mom was like the main person. And I will touch on this subject. It was kind of difficult. It's really difficult to teach a man how to be a man, especially when you're a woman. And a lot of people say that a man needs, or boy needs, a male figure in his life. I agree, but sort of disagree with that because I feel like I turned out okay. What I'm saying? I've never been to jail as far as having like a suspended license. Not to say that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying from my own personal experience. Um, that was the only time I was locked up. It wasn't even for a day. So that's
That
it.
me
Only thing I've
neither.
ever been to court for was
Time.
like traffic things. So you know, um, yeah, she did it all herself. She worked, and to add even extra to it, a few of you know I have illness. It's called sickle cell. It kept me in and out the hospital majority of my life. Same thing for my sister. So, I mean, you have to think about that she was not only raising and providing for us, but she was also raising us and having to deal with that. Since some nights coming off of work early to take us to the hospital or come home and take care of us not being to go to school because we were sick or in pain. So, I mean, she did a lot. That's why I would never ever take my mother for granted because she did so much for us by herself that like you wouldn't think one person would be able to do it. And that's another reason why I just love and respect black women so much is because exactly they are strong women. They are strong women and they can do a lot. What I'm saying? With the man or without, it don't make a difference. They will get it the fuck done.
Amen, boy.
Yeah,
A
that
fucking
part.
Oh,
man.
see, yeah. I'm sorry, not trying to cut anybody off. Chani, she was saying she has a sickle cell trait. Yeah, same thing. Like my mom and apparently my father, or I like to call him my sperm donor. He both of them had the trait. So fortunately for my oldest brother, it skipped over him. He got the trait, but me and my sister got the actual disease. And then like she has two kids, but both of them two kids, they got the trait. So they are just the carriers. That just means you're the carrier, Chani. But if you was to have a baby with someone that has the trait or the disease, that means that your kids can end up getting the trait or disease. I feel like it's a 50-50 toss up because with my own situation, like it skipped over our oldest brother, but then me and my sister got it.
All right. I guess I'll go next, huh?
Go
I was Chicago born.
ahead.
Rough.
That
I'll do
Fucking
my
time.
rough,
last.
man. Was my dad was one of them fucking guys. He was over a block, the black disciple. He used to bring a lot of his problems into the house, and him and my mom fought all the time. They fought all the time, and at the age of 2, my dad was murdered, and we moved. We moved, but we moved back. So I'm just gonna cut it out there. But as far as me, my upbringings of a parent, like both, like a double parent household, I don't have that. Especially during that time, who would want to have a father beat their mother? So that was and not granted, I didn't learn it till later on or whatever. So, but during those times growing up, uh, I grew up with 4 sisters. I grew up with 4 sisters and a mom. I grew up under women, and growing up seeing those type of women. My mama, well, like I said, my mom was a father and a mother. So shit, to me, I wasn't lacking in either department. I seen the rough shit that she went through. I've seen her put everything on her fucking back and just fucking truck through, and while still being fucking loving, caring, and tough to the rest of us. So no emotion was fucking cut off short by her. So my upbringing, like relationship wise, for like legend, if you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna thump you in your eyeball. Leave me alone. I ain't playing. Stop. Leave me alone. But
Ain't he a little emotional too right now? Yeah, Lance, you barking up the wrong tree right now, brother.
so hold on, I gotta go look at it. What were we talking about? So the way I determined not to be like I can't say that because I still have my mama tell me to this day that I have traits of my dad, not the bad traits. Now, don't get me wrong, but like just to go like I'm gonna go out and make something happen. If something needs to be done, if something needs to be worked, I'm going to go out there and do it. And my mama tell me to this day, your daddy was like that. He might not have been worth a fuck, but when something had to be done, that motherfucker go out and get it. Like he'll make
Yeah.
it happen. And I
My
take
dad
that from
was
him.
some shit, bro.
And I take that from him. But like I really can't say that my mom was like my upbringings with them really well. I still feel like the parent sends you where the way that they want you to go. You still have to make the choice to choose what you want to be or how you want to be. They can only tell you what to do. Like even if your mom was a piece of shit or your dad a piece of shit, that only goes so
Where's the
far. Because
movie?
once you leave the house, you're you or whatever. You still choose what path you want to take. So
Yeah, that's true.
after all that, I thank my mom every day for what she do. You know what I'm saying? And those of you know, I break my back for my mom. Whatever she call me, I'm gone. No matter how
Uh-huh.
much shit talk I say, whatever, I'm there. I'm at every doctor appointment, every all that other shit. I'm gonna be there. But I thank for everything she did. But I still feel like once I turned 18, or really once I knew where I was headed, that I already had my mind of what type of guy I was gonna be. Simply about my fucking life, the way I was brought up. I just already had my mind on what I was gonna do anyway. So, but
That's it.
yeah, for me, yeah.
Well, shit, I'll go ahead and squeeze in. Yo, same situation as everybody else so far. Raised by a single mother. You know what I'm saying? My dad was around, but that was every now and again. I go over there, but yeah, raised by my mom, man. She did the best she could with me. You know how that go, but I chose my path and ran with it. Was doing what I was doing, but skipping all that. Then my dad came back around. He tried to ship me to the military and all that, blase, blase. But either way, so he taught me a whole lot of stuff. What I'm saying, when he actually finally, when I actually started finally hanging around him, he taught me a whole lot of stuff, man. Like a whole lot of self-efficient stuff. Like pretty much anything hands on. What I'm saying, like I'm good for. What I'm saying, like
Yeah,
saving money. What I'm saying, ways to make money. He just taught me a lot of stuff like that. Like I can't say he actually taught me a lot of ways to like be a man, what I'm saying? But he just taught me how to take care of things and provide. Like I can honestly say he did that much. But as far as like being a man, like I learned a lot of that from like the older people like I'd be hanging around like growing up. And like Hero say, I just took a lot of that stuff and just built my own little map, you know what I'm saying, of how to be a man, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's
Try
true.
to do the best I
That's
can,
my
you
dad.
know. That's
mm.
all I
My
really
dad
did, you
wasn't
know.
shit,
I
bro.
got uncles, huh?
So
Say
I
what,
feel you
bro?
on that. So I was just saying, I feel you on that.
Yeah, man, like just hanging with uncles, cousins, you know what I'm saying, other people like that. Like my uncles and stuff taught me how to hunt and stuff like that. Taught me how to clean deer, fish, coon, anything out the woods. They taught me how to do stuff like that. Pretty much I could take care of myself if shit got bad, you know what I'm saying? They taught me how to survive in the wilderness, make fires, make shelter, you know what I'm saying? Like all kind of stuff like that. And my cousins, some good things, some bad things, but them boys taught me how to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like if I lost a job or whatever a case may happen, bro, I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, good or bad, you know what I'm saying? They taught me how to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of things that a lot of people taught me. I had a lot of people like around me though, so that's pretty much like my story, man. Like I had a lot of fuck ups, y'all. That's all I can really say. I had a lot of fuck ups, bro. You know what I'm saying? Made a lot of
Understand.
mistakes,
But
but
that
I
comes with
did
growing,
see.
though.
yeah, like I was in a
I made a
lot
lot of
of shit
mistakes.
growing up, man. I was in a lot of shit. I was living a real fast life, dog. Like real fast. Like my mom ain't have it like that. Like my dad, like he helped, but my mom definitely did not have it like that, bro. And like I wanted shit, you know what I'm saying? So growing up around certain people, they show you how to get shit that you want and how to help mom. So I was on that type of shit for a while, man. That's pretty much how my life was, man. It wasn't until I really got in my damn 20s for real when I really started buckling down and doing shit the right way. So it was just how I was
Yeah,
what I
nah,
was
I feel
going
you on
through,
that,
man. You
man.
know what I'm saying? It's just what I was going through, bro. Just what it is, what it was, and I was balls deep in that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a life for me. You know what I'm saying? It was a lifestyle, a lot of good, hell, a lot of great times. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got no regrets about it, but it made me who I am, who y'all see. You know what I'm saying? Who I present myself as, dog. Is just what I am.
Go ahead, hippie.
Hippie.
Uh, talk about my parents. I had to pretty much forge my own path because my mother she ran out when I was 3, and never came back. And my old man, he was basically a piece of shit. The best way to put it. He didn't work. My stepmom, she worked all the time. He was lazy. He was very he was basically just very mentally and physically abusive. So yeah, I grew up to pretty much to not be like him. See, I'm a father now. See, I don't want my kids to have to experience that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Um,
it's made me today basically. Cause I've had to learn everything on my own, and it's yeah, pretty much like CJ said. I've gotten into a lot of mistakes. It's gotten me into a lot of trouble. So I've had to learn everything on my own. My dad didn't teach me shit. He was basically just a bomb. The best way to put it.
Yeah,
Just did
mm,
enough just to keep you alive.
yeah,
Because he had
yeah.
to, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, because he had to. But yeah, I had to pretty much learn everything on my own. I taught myself everything. Because he wasn't there at all, pretty much. Yeah,
Mm. You done, bro?
that's pretty much it.
yeah. That's all I really willing to
Yes,
say,
yeah, and I had
about
to.
my situations as
Yes, I had
far as
to. Yeah, I had to pretty
yeah.
much make my own path.
I
I
Yeah.
didn't
guess
Answer
want
your
to
question.
get too
I,
deep in mine.
Hey, actually, I have a question for y'all. Do y'all feel
Hold
like
on, Hero. Before you ask that question,
Oh yeah,
Neff had
Neff
a
had a
question for
question
you.
for you, DJ. She said when it comes to your illness, does it affect your relationships at all, or has it ever?
I'm gonna put it like this. I think it did, but no one was ever, to put it nicely, I guess, woman enough to admit to it. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm gonna put it to you like this. It was never brought up to me initially. Like it was not. No one ever pulled me aside in my relationship and said, "Hey, I can't do this because of the relationship. I can't really deal with your illness." It wasn't nothing like that. It was just my past relationships. We broke up. It was really over just weird reasons. You know what I'm saying? Now my most recent one, she held me down. I can't even lie. She held me down. She took me to the hospital when I needed to go. She would come up there and stay with me for a bit, bring me whatever I need, bring me food if I wanted it, pick me up, take me home, take care of me. Fucking hell, it was one time I couldn't even wash my damn self. You know what I'm saying? She got me up, took me in the bathroom, gave me a shower. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a
It's like
real
when
one.
it came to my, yeah, she was a real one for real. When it came to my relation with to my illness, she did everything possible to take care of me. So I don't think it was like a issue with that. It was just we grew apart. You know what I'm saying? And like as for the other ones, like I said, no one ever has come out and like said directly like that was the issue. I think so because it is kind of hard to deal with it. It takes a really strong person to be able to deal with somebody that is going through that type of stuff. Because I used to be in the hospital a lot. I don't really think um, it was. I don't really think I am as much as I used to be. Like now. But back then, yeah, I was in the hospital a lot. I missed a lot of school because of it. I just missed a lot of shit because of it. So like, it was never brought to me directly. I've had, what I'm saying, girlfriends like before that. Like one came into the hospital, which was like one or two times, but like the most was my recent ex. She really held me down when it came to me being sick and being in the hospital, and that's what I was just telling I don't know. It was one of these guys. One day I was just telling them like, it was around COVID, and I was staying in, essentially her parents' house at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how Mexicans are, they got a big family. So everybody was in that same house. Her mother, her stepfather, her brothers, sisters, like everybody was in the same house. And then I happened to move in. So when COVID hit, um, we was like in our room. Kinda. We kept the door closed. We used hand sanitizer, all of that shit, trying to keep from getting it. And what happened was that somebody, what I'm saying, motherfuckers got to work, so they went to work, part of their work, brought it to the house, and it just went through the whole house. That's how I ended up getting it. I was to the point. I'm the type of person that like I'm not gonna speak up when I'm in pain. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what it was. Just like I got to the point where I was barely like conscious, what I'm saying, rarely saying anything. I wasn't getting up, I wasn't eating, what I'm saying. She got scared and worried. She had to call my mom, my sister. Was like, he not eating, he won't get up, he won't do nothing. He's barely responsive. He won't let me take him to the house because I wouldn't. I wouldn't, and they was like, no, you got to get him up and make him go. And like she literally had to get me up, dress me, what I'm saying? Her brothers and everything had to like help me walk outside. Like that's how down bad I was. So like she was really the only one that really held me down like that. But like I said, I don't really know for sure if it was an issue, but I kinda think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
I know a friend of mine. It she has sickle cell also, and I know for her, a lot of her previous relationships, it's like there was the added strain because she's like to the point where it's like anything could like set her into a pain crisis, and she'll be in the hospital for anywhere between like several days to several weeks, and just kind of had to roll with it. And I know she's expressed to me in a few instances, like, she feels bad because she feels like she can't really be normal in her relationships because of it. So I can definitely kind of sympathize with that.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I feel like, I found someone before that was able to deal with that. So I can do it again. Even if it's I feel like even if it's somebody that's got the same thing as me, because before I ain't gonna lie, before I was like, I ain't trying to date nobody that got sickle cell, but like now I've changed a little bit where I'm like, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. I would hate to have kids and my kids have to go through that, but love is love. You can't stop it and you can't deny it. So if that's what happens, that's just what happens. But I've dealt with it, so I'm educated enough now to deal with it if my kids have it, or I'm educated enough to deal with it if my girl has it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna support her the same way she support me. That's all it is.
Mhm.
But,
Okay, Hero, did you
so,
still want to ask your question, or did you just want me to go to dial questions? Because I think that's gonna wrap it up.
I'll ask this question really quick.
Okay.
Uh, Fellas, for like your upbringing and your background, do y'all feel like there's anything that you personally wrestle with and like I when it comes to your parents, so I'll put it like this, like what's the best way to kind of ask this?
Keep it
Do,
real.
do you feel like there's a negative stigma for that absent parent that still kind of exists? Like there's that looming feeling like I don't want to be like this, or you're trying to do everything in your power not to be like that.
Yeah,
I I think
yeah.
that I think there is a
Growing
negative
up,
stigma around. Cause I still hear even to this day a lot of people be like we know what I'm saying with a black home if the child doesn't have both the father and the mother present, so the kids might not turn out. But at the same time, I think it's bullshit because just because of how I was raised. Like I said, my mother did everything. She broke her back for us. You know what I'm saying? And neither one of us turned out to be bad people. My brother, he did kind of struggle with that life for a minute. He was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But he's good now. He's a lot more chill. He just, what I'm saying, relax and kick back and do what he got to do. I've always been that type of person. I've always been a chill person. I've never been the type to, want to run in the streets. I never got that urge. Neither did my sister. So I kind of think it's BS. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just who you grow up to be. You know what I'm saying? I think it just when you get a certain age, you have the ability and the control of your life to make your own path and to write your own path and write your own story. And whatever road you want to take, at the end of the day, is your choice. So everybody has choices, and it's like I really don't even believe in necessarily. I wouldn't say believe in it because it's still a strong thing, but I kind of do and I kind of don't believe in that peer pressure stuff. Like you, your own person. Can't nobody make you do something. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? Even if they making fun of you, like so what? Just because I don't want to be stupid, like go shit, go the fuck head on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I've always viewed it myself personally. So I just at the end of the day, you're your own person, and I don't think it has any hindrance on who you really grow up to be. Because I've always been made the statistic where like you know I ain't gonna be a good man, a good person or a good man just because I didn't have my father in my life, but I am. So
I actually take that a little bit because I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think the absence of a parent necessarily dictates who you are, what you turn out to be. I think what it does is it increases the amount of hurdles and barriers that you have to fight to be your own person, to be somebody good.
Yeah.
I know from my own experience, it's like where, like leaving the personal growth aspect alone. just the financial aspect of not coming from a two-parent household. There's a lot of things that I just could not do growing up because we just couldn't afford it. And by the time we could afford it, my mom just didn't have the ability to take us there or to go and do it. So there's a lot of things that I ended up missing out on that could have, altered my future in different ways. But I think to say, "Oh, your dad turned out to be no good," you're automatically going to be no good. It
Yeah.
was something I did hear, but it wasn't something I ever believed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I
But
feel about it.
but
I don't have a negative stigma of my dad not being in my life because him not being in my life actually pushed me to do stuff that I'm doing now. I feel like even it can go either way because you never know what the future really actually hold depending on the path you choose. My dad being in my life could have probably been the worst thing that ever happened for me,
Mm.
but the fact that
Right.
he wasn't actually led to where I am now, and I thank God for that. But yeah, I don't wish death upon anybody. But like I said, whatever happened happened for a reason, and I
Yep.
thank God for that. And I am who I am today because he was not here, and that what my mom was what she did. So it made me who I am. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
Facts, no.
I'll put that in kind of a bit of perspective. Uh, Sometimes God does move people out of your way for a reason because they impede who you are supposed to be or who God wants you to be. And I think the best example I can kind of look at this is like President Obama, for example. His dad wasn't in his life. I think he said he only met his dad maybe 3 times his entire life. And to go from living in, a single parent household to suddenly you getting shipped off to living with just your grandparents, but then somehow out of that still becoming the president of the United States, it shows you that, hey, regardless of what your home circumstances are, you can still be anything you really want to be. So that was kind of so believe it or not, that was actually kind of one of my examples growing up as a teenager. Like, okay, how to kind of navigate that situation. So his story was kind of one that I ended up looking at.
CJ,
You said what?
you want to elaborate or yes, no, maybe so.
Nah.
CJ
He
so
said,
funny.
"Nah." He said, "I don't want to talk about that one."
Yeah, CJ said what? That's so
Okay,
funny, bro.
hippie, you wanna
Nah. Like I just
No,
agree,
I was gonna
bro.
say
Like
I
ain't
agree
none of
with
that
I
altered
agree
my
with
life,
Hero.
bro. Ain't none of
Like I
that
kind of
altered
agree
my
with
life.
Hero said. Like I kind of agree with Hero said. Like yeah, like me growing up, like the piece of shit father was abusive. Like it shouldn't dictate who you are and shit. And if, like as a man and when you grow older, but like Hero said, like it does create like barriers and shit. It makes it a little harder.
And just to kind of and I'll put it
But it
like
doesn't.
this.
Yeah, but it shouldn't make you a bad person. It shouldn't make you a bad person though.
I will
Just
say
because
this
you're
though. I will
your
say
father
this.
was a bad person.
The fact that everybody expect for you to turn out to be like that just make you fight harder not to be like that.
Nah,
Mhm, exactly.
No, I'm just that's really just
exactly, man.
that.
That's what I did, man. And that's
Yeah,
what I
me too.
did.
And I'll add to this too because I think where a lot of so for people who do end up having a situation where it's like their dads were in their lives they weren't good people and the sons turned out to be just like their dads. I think it's
Yeah, my
important.
mother wasn't either.
Yeah, I think it becomes kind of important to realize who they are, why they are the way they are, because once you have a better understanding of who they
Should be an
are and
example of
why
not
they
what to
are,
do.
exactly, but also you can tell the behaviors and you can examine that because I've seen instances even in like my late brothers. It's like none of us were really like super close with our dad except for like the oldest one. Like my oldest brother, he by far spent the most time with our dad, but that was just because he was the firstborn. But it's like there were still some traits and characteristics that even without us necessarily being around him, we still all inherited in some sort of way. And I feel like for me, it was important to know why these things are there, to know who he is, so I can best know, okay, this might be a trait that I have inherited from him, but how we choose to utilize it are completely different. So I make
Yeah.
sure that I don't accidentally step into the same footholds that he was going into or
Yeah.
that he currently does.
Hmm.
So it's just kind of having the knowledge to be able to self-examine yourself.
I think we had one more question from
Yeah, we
Dog.
got
Yeah.
dog. Yep.
So the last question is, what's something you wish more people understood about you?
Damn,
Mm.
dog, that's good.
Mm.
I'll
Mm.
I'll hit on that first, so I could be done. Because what I wish more people understood about me. I wish people understood that I am a broken man. I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to fix everything, but you should also understand for with that comes, I do know how to buckle down and lock in on fixing shit that needs to get done. I'm broken. I mean, it's the only thing I can tell you. Like when you come in, you meet me or whatever. It might seem good on the outside, but I am still broken. I need to be fixed. That's what I look for in a person. The shit that I'm lacking in. I'm hoping the next person I'm with can compensate for that, or at least help me a little bit. You know. But other than that, I'm broken. I mean, that's all that I can say. I mean, I know it's not bad or whatever. I ain't like no nigga that's gonna just give the fuck up on life or whatever and shit like that. But I am broken. I do have days where I don't
So
want to fucking deal with
I
people. I
feel
don't want to
you.
fucking. I don't want to fucking. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with you. I'm not gonna
All
take it
right.
out on you though. I just like go and be by myself or whatever. You know. But I am learning that people do care, and that when somebody reaches their hand out, I need to take that, you
Mhm.
know, because some people do, they help you. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I need to learn, that by being broken, somebody's trying to help. I need to fucking, hey, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna let you help me. Yeah, okay, I got you. Let's do it. But yeah, that's about it, man. That's it.
I guess
I feel that.
mine would be, just because I have an illness doesn't mean I'm less of a person or even less of a man. You know what I'm saying? I still do what I need to do. I still get shit done. You know what I'm saying? I can still be in a relationship and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make me less of a person or less of a man. And I just need people to just be patient. You know what I'm saying? I have my times and my days where I'm not feeling good. I might not want to interact or whatever. And just, it's not going to last long. It might be a day, it might be 2, it might be a week, you know? But just know that I'm dealing with something, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be all right, and I'm gonna get better and move past it. Don't let my illness define who I am, and don't think that it limits me at all, cause it don't. Ain't shit
Word.
gonna stop me. Not from what I've put up with all of my years of life and everything I've been through. What I'm saying? It don't make me no less of a person, and sure as hell ain't gonna stop me.
Okay.
Huh? It's the sprunky. Why are you on me? Go away. Let me finish talking. Finish talking, buddy. Go away. Move. I'm trying to talk,
Oh,
man. Get the hell on.
that's it,
Oh,
DJ.
boy.
Yes, that's it. I'm sorry. Yes,
Like
it.
with no, you good, man. Like with me, man.
Let me move my mic. Hold on.
Ah, I guess it'd be like the biggest thing with me. I guess like I'll put off like I don't care, or like I struggle with kind of showing I care because like my past and my situations and stuff. And like sometimes people don't understand, like they get confused about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really know how to put it. I guess it's through like my nonchalantness, like DJ say, man, like I act like I don't care. There's certain shit like that, but I really do care. Like people just got me confused for real. You know what I'm saying? Like long story short, people just really got me confused for real. Cause I'm a hard shell to crack. Like even though I be rocking with you, and I might not show it like that, you know what I'm saying? But I be rocking with you for real. I just want people to put more time into me for real. Cause I've been through shit. So I just want people to put more time in me, man, for real, and don't give up on a nigga
I
so quick,
feel it.
man. Like
I
for
feel
real.
that, bro.
Cause like I'm still trying to
I feel
figure it
that.
out for real, and I'm trying to get over shit, like remove, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remove around this motherfucker right, man. Get my swerve on. Some people just don't get it. And then I don't talk about a lot of shit like that too. So I just be asking for more time for real. That's all I be needing, man. Like just like to figure shit out.
Okay.
I feel that. I feel that shit.
What about you, hippie?
No, I feel that. I'm the same way. I'm pretty much go off of what Steve said too. Like I'm pretty much working too. Like I know I joke around in Bolo's
Yeah.
Discord a lot, and I fucking troll a lot and shit, and try to make people laugh and shit. But deep down, like I deal with depression and some mental health issues and shit. But, as a father of two and a father of a little girl that's three, I lock the fuck in and do what I gotta do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
And I get shit done.
Like I don't even for real know how to talk about shit like this type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like don't really discuss it. I have nobody really
Nah,
that I
no,
really
no, I
like.
never really.
Like I gotta relate with
Never.
someone. Like somebody had to like done been
Mhm.
through like had been on walk the country mile in my shoes for real, bro. For like
It bonds
me
you.
to open up like that. Yeah, man. Like outside of that, like I speak on some shit, but you would never really get the whole case, like for real, for real. Like a lot of people can figure it out. Like if you use your mind for real though, if you got common sense and use your mind, you can really figure it out. But some people don't.
That's how it is, bro. That's the part about being broken, bro.
Yeah,
It's all this shit that
Yeah.
we show. It has what we actually go through, and the fact that the way we are, the way that we brought ourselves up, the way that we fucking molded ourselves, the way that we want to go, bro. We some shit you gotta hide. You can't show weakness, not in this world anyway, and especially being a man. Like
yeah,
you can't, bro. You could be broken all you want to, but in this world, that is a weakness. And
yeah.
even though it may
I
not be a
ain't never
real
gonna
weakness,
show that.
exactly, bro. You can't.
Hmm.
It
You big
becomes a
cooked on
danger
that one.
because a lot of people view it as a danger. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, he's broken. That means he either is one, he ain't no good for anybody, or either he's a menace to society. It's like so there doesn't leave a lot of room for let's try to do what we can to help him heal, or give him the room and the space and the tools so he can pursue the avenues to help heal himself.
Hmm.
And uh, I guess
I ain't.
I'll share mine. What I wish people understood about me is that I'm really still just trying to figure everything out. It's
Yeah,
like they're really. I'll put it this way, like because I didn't fall into a lot of the same traps as my of like the other men in my family. Everybody is looking at me to be the one who doesn't make the same mistakes. Don't ever
yeah.
fall into any of them.
It's a
So
lot.
it's like so it's like that pressure of you got to be the boy that succeeds. You got to be the man here that succeeds where everybody else failed. It's like for me, I take that seriously.
Yeah,
And even though the expectation is there, it's trying to find the line about okay, well, where does the expectation matter less, and where does what you need to do for yourself begin? I'm still straddling that line. I'm still trying to figure out how to balance both of them.
I think as men, we all trying to still figure it out. Don't nobody got all the answers, and all the questions haven't been answered. So we just got to keep going through life and just keep pushing.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all it is.
I'm still
And,
I
and
just
figuring shit out.
I just stand on my business, bro. Like real shit. I just stand on my business, bro. And like and be a man, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's literally all I do every fucking day, bro. Like I get up
Mm-hmm.
and stand on fucking business every fucking day.
10 toes.
Regardless of the fucking
Hmm.
sacrifice, bro. Just I don't give a fuck about none of the other shit, bro. I just stand on my shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all, bro. That's it. That's all with me, bro. Like I ain't really got nothing else to say about that, dog.
You can't blame nobody, but for your shortcomings, you just got to take that with a
Man,
grain of
hell
salt
no,
and move
man. I
forward.
don't ask, I
Exactly.
don't ask
no,
nobody for shit. I don't. Can't nobody say they hand me a motherfucker thing I asked them for, bro.
I just got you $1 yesterday.
You give me no motherfucking dollar.
he said it must have been JC, not CJ.
Hell yeah, dog. Like I ain't there.
Oh,
You
you
know
said
what
that
I'm
was
saying?
DJ.
Yeah, I got you though, CJ. I feel it though, bro. For real,
and
I
and
feel
and
it,
and I
bro.
want to say, and because that these are the situations we run into, I feel like a lot of people don't really realize is when we do make mistakes. These are mistakes that a lot of people who we interact with, who are in our daily life, our upbringing, because they haven't made these mistakes or it's not something they know. We have to figure out the solutions without anybody else to really show us how to do it. I can't speak for y'all, but I know for me, it's like because I've paid so much attention to the mistakes that the family around me makes. It's
Yeah.
like when I make mistakes, it's mistakes that like okay, I don't know about this one, and when I do have to talk to people about it, it's like you got us stumped. This is a whole new uncharted path, and the best they could do is like you get a whole lot of opinions on okay what we think you should do, but at the end of the day, it's like
I'm scared.
you still have to carve that path out. You have to
Mhm.
kind of discern it for yourself and play it by ear. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. And so there's additional, you know, efforts that go into it.
Neff, W, W, Neff, W.
Yeah.
Real deal. That's real deal, though.
Yeah, that's real now. For real.
Shit, look, y'all. I think we talked enough today, and I know
It's
CJ. He
two and a
posted.
half
CJ
hours.
really was supposed to be left, but I think
Excuse
He's supposed to be
me.
on his
he
seventh.
sacrificed his time for us today.
Excuse me. Thank you. All right, guys, that's going to end our podcast today. We all appreciate you coming out and answering your questions and spending this time with us. We do appreciate you asking your questions. Thank you for our panelists for being able to sacrifice their time because I do know they had other engagements, but we would have been on here earlier if someone wasn't late. And what we're gonna do is now with everyone that's still here, I'm gonna raid D. He's a member of our community.
Man, don't ever piss me off again.
Tomorrow I will be on. I don't know if I'm doing book club tomorrow. We're just gonna see how I feel if I read any more of this book tonight. It might be a DNF, but we are gonna do something tomorrow, so I'll be on stream tomorrow. Rose, baby, thank you for the 30 before we head out.
It won't
And
even
Hey,
go be for you.
Yes,
That
sir.
30
Yes,
for us.
uh,
sir.
Then that ain't
Yes,
even your
sir.
30.
hey, hold on,
Hey,
hold on, hold on.
see, bro.
Hey, hold on. But before we close up, just remember, uh, everybody that's up here, I think with the exception of maybe DJ and Hippie, we have Twitch accounts too. So feel free, come by stream, subscribe, show up for us.
Mhm.
Hey,
I
Show up
know
to
I ain't
show
been
I
out.
don't
live, but
mind
don't
still.
worry. The 5
hey,
a.m. server
But I
dropping
stream.
Wednesday.
them
oh
30
yes,
bits. Hey,
I
look,
stream on my.
give
excuse
me one of
me,
them.
excuse me. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. So three of
I
our
stream on my.
Hippie, please. So 3 of our panelists do stream. We have CJ who streams. And Hero who streams too, and Hero streams a lot. So I want to make sure that you go ahead and support those two brothers. Also, this week on Wednesday, if
Wait, what the fuck?
you
Hey,
I was waiting to notice that. Like,
She
you ain't gonna
said you
say
don't
me.
need no. She said she don't need no support, nigga.
I am fucking crying.
What in the fuck?
also also our panelist CJ does have a RP server that's opening on Wednesday, so you know what I'll be on Wednesday. Get ready for the shenanigans. I need names dropped in my Discord because we're finna cut up. Also Steve does stream, and Steve will be streaming also on Wednesday. He does have a new setup, so he will be on camera. So single ladies, back
Oh,
up.
Why the fuck? Lord Jesus.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
I'm the love of Steve's life, so don't y'all forget it.
Oh Lord.
Not you about to start a fight in here.
My
it ain't
God.
gonna be no fucking
He about
fight.
to start a war.
Ish. I'm sorry, his name's Ish right now in Discord, but
I am crying.
let me stop saying that because somebody probably try to screen record it and think I'm serious. But yeah. But thank you for hanging out with
Y'all
us
already
this
said she
evening.
got screenshots ready.
Kanae, don't. I mean, not Kanae. Don't be screenshot me, motherfucker.
No, I said dog, not name.
We about to get turned into memes, brother.
My
Uh,
God.
but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and like a man with no arms. I'm not gonna hold y'all here anymore longer than you already been.
My
Y'all
God.
have a
Um,
great rest of y'all evening. But first, before that, we're gonna go ahead and raid D. Just go ahead and help him out, y'all. He got roaches. They French today. Is
Shut the
Oh
fuck up.
Lord.
Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a
Lord
minute.
Jesus.
You been absent, so you don't know.
I can't.
when y'all go in here, make
No,
sure
can't
y'all.
no,
even
no.
deal.
Oh, hell no. Wait. Let's rewind this shit. Repeat your fucking self.
D got roaches and they from France.
Where
So when
they
y'all
at?
go in
Where they,
here,
hold up. Where they at?
you're gonna see them.
Neff said
They gonna be
Neff
playing the
said she
game.
got Haitian roaches.
Oh, we
Oh,
Neff
well,
got.
I
said he
thought you
got
was
Haitian
saying them
roaches.
bitches was
Oh my
cold
God, my
or something.
stomach hurt.
Something.
So when y'all go in here, make sure y'all say bonjour, nigga, and he gonna know what it. He know what it mean. I just said it to
Oh
him.
Lord, dog say they from France.
Yeah, they from France. They baguette roaches. They baguette
Oh, yeah.
roaches.
Yeah,
Get
They
they don't
speak
got
boy.
they what they
I'm
don't give a
sick of
damn.
y'all.
But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
I am
Bye.
sick of y'all. Thank y'all for coming by.
Yeah, y'all.
It was a good stream, bro. I fuck with it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I had fun.
Got to figure out our next topic for next week.
Something random.
Hey, we still in here? Yeah, okay, there we go. Now we out.
Now watch this nigga.
Oh god.
Look at this nigga playing.
What the hell is this?
A cozy game.
All right, I'm about to close, y'all. I'm about to close my goddamn